everyone, and welcome to What's on Your Mind. My name is Oscar, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend Bradley. Bradley, what's on your mind?
Titties.
At least you're honest.
Um. Well, Oscar, what's on my mind today is I have some deep questions for you again, and
Round two, people.
I believe you have some questions for me.
Yes.
Okay, who wants to start?
Why are you such a bitch? No, that wasn't. That doesn't count. Sorry.
Well, what you? I don't. That doesn't make sense, but
Do you want to start?
yeah. I can start if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Look, I wrote these down. I got a list here. Um. Okay, what stops you from lying and stealing? Would you do it if it meant you wouldn't get caught?
No, I wouldn't do it if
You wouldn't. So what's
because
stopping you?
uh, I think it's just like it's just I don't want to get in trouble.
No, but like if you
Basically,
could get away with it, that's the point.
I could get no, because like
'Cause
I don't know.
it says like, um, what would you do if it meant you wouldn't get caught? Would you do it?
I couldn't get caught.
Yeah.
No, because I think I'd still feel because I think I'd still feel guilty that I took something without paying for it, sort of thing. I understand like I wouldn't get caught, but it's I think my guilty conscience.
Okay, fair enough.
What about you?
Yeah, I'd steal. I'm broke. I'd steal anything. I'd do. I'd do it right now. Um.
If there are any police officers listening, just know who you know who to
Do you know
get.
what? To be honest, we never actually got the niceties out of the way. So how are you doing today, Oscar? How are
Yeah,
you? You know.
yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Last week of work coming up, and then I am out of here.
You're you're on your summer holiday break, yeah?
Almost, and then I'm off to Cornwall.
Mm. Speaking of, when Oscar goes to Cornwall, there probably won't be an episode. So he can just tell us about his trip to Cornwall afterwards.
I mean, I can record while I'm there, but
Yeah,
it
man,
depends
enjoy
on
your holiday, bro. This
it
can
depends
wait.
on the internet connection.
Yeah, this can wait. So your turn.
Uh, what motivates you to work hard?
Money.
That's a good one.
That is it.
Just money.
Money.
Yeah, fine, fair enough.
I am
Oh, yeah.
money motivated, my friend. I would do
Good.
anything for money.
Anything?
Mostly anything, yeah.
Mostly. So, what's your limits?
Um, I can't really say because like I don't want to get banned off YouTube. So, but the standard is very low. What about you?
What motivates me to? I think just as long as I'm sort of. This sounds very cheesy, but as long as like as I'm happy doing what I'm doing, then and I enjoy what I do, money is there obviously, and we all need money, but as long as I'm happy doing what I'm doing, then good for me.
Yeah, I see. To be honest, like money is biggest motivator for me, but like it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm like editing a video or doing a bit of graphic design, I do love to do it to make like a really good product for the
Yeah,
client myself. So the completion of the job is always there too, but mainly money. Like I love
enough.
money.
You love money.
I love money, man. Like they say, money doesn't buy happiness, but like money buys food, money buys everything, and I feel like you know to have a bit of happiness, you need something in your life. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
money. Money buys drugs.
Okay, that now. Okay, now you ruined it.
I'm joking. Never take drugs, kids. Stay in school.
Oh yeah, listen to the guy who gave me advice, which was to pull out.
Listen, right? Learn from my mistakes. Um, all right, I got one for you.
Go for it.
How would you change the public education system?
Ugh.
Yeah, think about.
What would I change?
Hmm?
Good. That's a good question. Fuck me. Um, you might have to answer this first. I don't want dead air. Uh, it's a good one
Want me to
though.
play some elevator music? What do you think?
Go on, mate. You answer that first.
All right. I would update the curriculum quite often, like because I always find that the curriculum is very outdated. Like,
Oh, like in terms of like what the kids learn and everything.
yeah, like IT in school was so outdated when I was in school. You didn't learn about shit. You know, like in college, even college is outdated. You know what I mean?
Well, I
Um,
mean, a lot of the stuff we did in college wasn't really related to IT, if you think about it.
that's the thing is like even our tutors, like yeah, half the stuff you learn is like, such outdated subjects.
I mean, we joke about it, but like Oxfam literally had nothing to do with
Like
what we were
SSD
doing.
were like the usage of SSD was on the rise, right? And we were still
Yeah.
learning about fucking hard drives, and it's like even the teacher was like, realistically, guys should be studying things like SSDs and that, but they never taught us any of that because it wasn't on the curriculum. So I'd try and force like an updated curriculum. I'd also educate people on real life stuff as much as possible.
That's what I was just
I
thinking
feel
about, to
like
be
I
honest.
feel like real life stuff needs to be pushed more. I'm not talking. I'm not one of people like, oh, school never teaches you taxes. Blah 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 blah. Half the time, you don't even have to learn taxes because your employer does it for you.
Yeah.
Um. So I mean, it is like that in the UK. I don't know what it's like in the US, but sorry. But yeah. So I'd try and push for those subjects to be more apparent, especially when it comes to things like sexual education and shit. Because the sex education
Yeah.
in schools when I was in school, I don't know if it's like different anymore, but it was so abysmal. Like it was terrible. It basically just
Oh,
like if you're gonna have sex, wear a condom. Like that's it. They don't
yeah.
actually teach about anything. And I know apparently they're starting to now push teaching consent in schools now, like really pushing that, and that's really good. Um, education system, just teaching people how to live life a bit better. Try and actually guide young minds into actually being good people in the world. You know.
That was sort of a similar thing with me in school as well. Like they just regarding to like sex education, like they didn't really go in actually deep. It was what you just said, like wear a condom. But like I don't think they ever really. Yeah, that was it. Like they didn't really teach us much about it.
No, they didn't. They didn't teach anything about it. I'm not sure if they do it now, but I think they're teaching more for like gay relationships and stuff like that now. Um, but they didn't.
Here's
They never used to originally for me.
here's a question regarding on the same topic. Do you think it's important that like 'cause you know how like you know 12, 13-year olds, not all of them, but some of them, they can be quite I guess immature maybe about gay relationships. Do you think that should also be not taught but just like explained like hey that's okay, that's normal?
Tolerance should be taught because
Yeah.
there's a just like I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want that taught to my kid. I don't want it shoved down their throat. And it's like, but it's not. You're teaching them to be tolerant of other people, and like we're fucking forced to respect people's beliefs. You know what I mean? Like you see a Christian person, they're like, oh, but you have to respect my belief. I respect your belief. You have to respect my belief. But then it's like, but why can't you respect someone's sexual orientation? If you can respect a belief, why can't you accept that? Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's another thing actually. That leads on to another point I was going to make. Um, the I'm not sure if it's still a thing, but back in the day when I was in school, religious education and religious practices were quite forced on you. Like in schools that were named after saints and they had like a local church next to them and things like that.
Oh yeah,
You
I
were
know what you mean.
forced to go to church like every week, and you were forced to learn about like art, like religious studies was like a big primary focus. Um, but yeah, like that's probably another thing. But yeah, I agree. I think that tolerance should be taught. You should you should learn how to respect people of different like
Background.
ethnicities, background, culture, religion, sexual orientation. All of that should be taught how to
Because
how to be tolerated.
uh, because I work. I'm not going to go into detail, but I work in a school.
Yeah,
That's what I'll say. And one thing I say to the students a lot of the time is, you know, the way you speak, you cannot say this in the real world. Outside, once you leave here, you cannot say that. It
yeah.
is offensive, it is rude. And they just sort of roll their eyes. But they're at that age where they think it's funny or they know it all
I've
sort of thing.
always yeah. Well, where I grew up, the rule was right. If you can get loud and you want to act like an adult and talk to adults like shit like an adult, then they're gonna treat you like an adult and they're gonna hit you like an adult. Do you know what I mean? Like in the
Yeah.
real world, like like when you walk past a group of kids and they're like really young and they start shit, right? Even though they're
Hmm.
really young, and you're not gonna do anything because like ethically you're not gonna hit a child. I mean, I can't say the same for myself, but like that's a joke by the way, just saying. Um, but like you're not gonna hit a child, so it's like, but there are gonna be people out there that will happily see it as if you're willing to like talk shit to an adult like that, then you're willing to take a punch like an adult. So
Oh, no.
I agree with like can't use certain things in the real world. Do you know what I mean? It goes back to when we were talking the other week about what can be joked about, right? It's all well and
Yeah.
good making a joke, but if you're being serious and making serious comments, like people being gay, right, isn't a choice, and there are guys out there that are gay, but they're not like you get the stereotype of gay on TV and things like quite feminine. There are
Hmm.
gay men out there that are extremely masculine, extremely big, extremely scary that would kill you for
Yeah.
being homophobic. Like I'm not being funny or nothing, but you could be gay to you know, and be completely masculine. That's what
There
people
are
don't
there are- there are,
realize.
there are pro wrestlers that are gay that
That's
would
what I mean,
like.
bro. Like you, this is why like they need to learn. Like you can't say this shit in the real world because if you say this to the wrong person, like if they take the piss out of like a Muslim, right?
Yeah.
There could be a Muslim out there that takes that offense and then decides, you know what, fuck this guy, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him for it. So
Yeah.
why would you risk that? Do you know what I mean? And just like I feel like yeah, but I get you. They are 13-year-old kids. They don't realize it yet, but they grow up. They grow up, right? I was quite an ignorant kid, and I'll openly admit that. I've said some things, and people like some offensive things. Like I've called a female friend of mine once called her a slut when I was like 15, which I shouldn't have done, man. As I grew up, I did apologize as I grew up. And I said so. I did say some horrible things to one of my Muslim friends because I was that angry. But that was because I was ignorant. I was ignorant to what kind of pain that those words could actually mean to people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like, oh man, it's crazy. It's like it it needs to be taught. Really does need to be taught. Like the tolerance and just well, it goes back to when you said are people born racist? They're not,
Hmm.
right? It's a condition of environment. So I feel like maybe schools can teach to get out of that mindset.
I think that would be, yeah, because as I said, I say to these guys like, look, you say this in the real world, us staff, we're not going to be there to help you.
That's what I
You're on
mean.
your own.
Like, it reminds me of this kid in school, right? His mum had died, but he would continue to make mum jokes to everyone. because he thought he was like immune to it. And I remember me saying to this kid, I was like, you know, one day someone's gonna make a mum joke back to you. And he's like, but they can't because my mum's dead. And they're like, they're not gonna give a shit, mate. They're gonna make the joke regardless of just because your mum's dead doesn't mean you're immune to it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
no one's gonna be there to defend you. You're gonna have to. No one's gonna be there to stop that person one day. And I remember he made a mum joke to this other kid. And then like this other kid returned the insult back. Like it's something to do with like um it was like I can't remember what it was. It was like comparing dicks to maggots and the fact that she's in the ground and she's got maggots in her
Oh,
mouth
yeah.
once again, that kind of thing. Um and this kid just fucking he had like a proper like meltdown. Like he started crying, tried to fucking start a fight. He ran off and the teachers went and talked to him. And even the teachers were like, well you know you can't just keep doing that to people and expect them not to do it back to you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like
What?
in the real world, man, nobody's gonna give a shit if your family member's dead. If you're gonna take the piss out of my mum, I'll take the piss out of your mum, that kind of thing. And it's the same with like being homophobic or racist. Like, how can you? I don't know how people can even be racist, really.
Especially now, 2022.
Or it's such a mixed culture, like especially like London, right? Like Watford is a very highly Muslim populated area, right? How
Mhm.
can you grow up in Watford and be racist?
Yeah.
Like how? That doesn't make any sense. And it makes me laugh when they're like their excuses. Oh, they take the jobs, and it's like, yeah, because fucking the Indian doctor that you have with fucking a degree and shit is taking your job, Craig. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking shut up. You know what I mean? Such a silly excuse, but like that needs to be taught in schools, man, because kids are ignorant to that. They don't realize the words actually hurt.
You see, I don't know about that. The reason I say that is because like they're old enough. Not all of them. Not I'm not saying all kids, but at least in my the school I'm at, you know, they're old enough to know what they're saying.
Yeah, they're old enough that like in the eyes of the law, because I think it's above 10, right? You can go to movie because you're considered old enough to know the difference between right and wrong.
Hmm.
But doesn't mean you're mature.
No. Yeah.
Um, it can also mean you don't actually understand because you don't understand how the world works as a kid.
Yep.
You know what I mean? As a kid, you're
Yep.
ignorant to all the things like financial problems. I mean, a kid shouldn't ever have to deal with things like financial problems and things, but some kids do because
Yep.
bad lives and shit. But they are old enough to know that what's right and wrong, and they know they're doing wrong. But it's like it's in that phase of being naughty. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone
They.
goes through that, right? As a teenager,
Yeah.
some way or
A
another.
kid, a kid tried to tell me today how to do my job.
Oh, really? Bro, I don't
Yeah.
know how you could work in a school, man. Especially with teenagers. They
I
piss
know.
like mate. Little kids piss me off as it is. Teenagers are worse. Especially in
Yeah.
this. I sound like an old man, but in this day and age, they're such cocky little bastards, man. Mate, like honestly,
Well,
there's one of them. Like I'd like tell one of them off, and he'd be like, "Yeah, sir, come on, then you wanna fucking go?" And then I'd literally launch the cunt through a window. Like I couldn't do
when
it.
I when I were a lad,
I couldn't fucking do it, mate. I'd fucking choke slam the prick into a table. I couldn't do it. I've,
I'll referee it.
I'm like, mate, you wanna start on an adult? Yeah, I'm gonna treat you like an adult. I'm gonna make you fight like an adult.
Yeah. I'll choke slam you to hell, mate.
I think another thing that they need to change in schools is they need to stop telling teenagers that they're supposed to act more mature and adults, but then they're treated like children by teachers.
Um.
A lot of teachers don't actually respect their students as maturing people.
Oh, fair enough.
Like they treat them as children, and so they continue to act like children.
Yeah.
Like, bro, when you're in year 11 and you're like 15 or like even 16, you're not supposed to be acting like a fucking 12-year-old, but you do because that's how you're treated by school.
Yep.
So that's
Yeah.
another thing that I think needs to change. Anyway,
I
ran over. Oh, carry on. Sorry.
I also think they need to like educate teachers a bit
Yeah.
in terms. I'm more thinking about like autism and how that affects a
So
child.
you mean like disability awareness?
Mm,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
That needs to be taught a lot because I know for a fact that, like I said, I'm not proud of it. As a kid, obviously, you're ignorant to it all. We had someone who was autistic in our school. Obviously, like you'd laugh at the things he does and things. Not proud of it. I'd have to openly admit it. In the end, like as I grew up, I kind of understood, and then I started to respect it a little bit. Like I respected what was going on.
Hmm.
And realistic. I mean, this guy, bro, this guy could fight as well. I remember some guy was taking a piss out of him. This guy fucking socked him right in the face and beat the shit out of him. A quality, mate. But yeah, he was a nice guy when you got to know him. But I definitely think that there needs to be more awareness for things like that, though, because there still isn't really.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's always an insult like, they're like, oh, what are you fucking autistic? Are you autistic? Like, you see that on, like, especially when you're online and stuff. They're like, oh, you, like, what are you fucking autistic? It's like, why is autism the insult for that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I personally think the word retard it can be quite offensive if you're using it against someone with a disability or someone that's, like, sort of, like a disadvantage when it comes, like, to mental state.
Yeah.
Whereas if your mate's being a fucking idiot and you go, oh, you're a retard, like, that's just basically like calling him a dickhead or an idiot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that's another thing is, but the word retard um is still used a lot to describe people with disabilities. Um, and I think that's another thing. Words and that can hurt, and they need to be taught.
I mean, a lot of the teachers, in my workplace, I think they've got a good understanding, but some of them don't, and that I don't necessarily blame them for that. I just think they need to be taught and explained.
Well, no,
Uh,
I mean, when you go into a regular school, you don't expect people to have like severe learning disabilities because there are schools for that. You'd expect
yeah,
them to be in those kind of schools. Um, like my brother went to a specialized school. Um, but sometimes they are put into public schools, and sometimes it can be horrible. My kids are horrible to each other.
yeah, they
They
are.
are fucking horrible, even to their own friends, man. They're fucking horrible. They're all like little fucking demons.
They all stab each other in the back.
Literally, sometimes literally in schools, man. Fucking, it's ridiculous. Like, we had police
Oh,
checks in my schools because people kept bringing knives in.
fucking
Bro,
hell.
my school was rated one of the worst in the country. It had a BBC Three documentary about it, about one of the teachers that joined, called Tough Young Teachers, where three teachers or four teachers, fresh out of like education themselves, go into the toughest schools in Britain, and one of my school was one of them. We
Ooh,
had
are you in
camera
the
crews
documentary?
everywhere.
Are you in the documentary?
You can see the back of my head in one scene, but
Really?
yeah, but
What what school is it, mate?
it's called the Harefield Academy. It's a shithole. Don't ever send your kids
Ooh,
there. They had a paedophile for a head teacher, and that's not even a lie. You can Google that. But
I'm getting a new documentary to watch later on.
but yeah. I remember once that there was this girl, called Becky. She was getting interviewed about the school. Obviously, she was slagging off the school. She hated school. And me and this kid Liam were fucking around in the background, and I got Liam on my shoulders, and we were literally just absolutely taking the piss. Um, while the camera crew was just filming. I think that's probably why they didn't put it in there because we kind of ruined the interview. But yeah, no, I saw loads of my friends as well. My mate Josh with his fucking shitty trendy haircut at the time. Oh my god, the things people used to have for their hair is just. Even me, as like when I was younger, I had like Justin Bieber hair, bro. Oh my god.
Alright, I'm gonna find this documentary. I want to see the
It's
back of
called
your
it's
head.
called Tough Young Teachers. I don't know if you find my head and take me a picture, I can tell you if it's actually me or not. But yeah, Tough Young
Tough
Teachers.
Young
I think it was BBC Three from what I remember. But it came out like a year and a half after they'd already gone.
Is it a series?
Yeah, it's like a series, it's like 6 episodes.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's fun though.
All right, people. I'm gonna find Bradley on this series, and you can see
Yeah,
what
you
dicks
can
he
see
is.
the back of my head, and that's it. But it is your turn to ask a question.
Um, Tough Young Teacher. What a name.
Yeah, I'll see if I can
Uh,
find it for you, and I'll send.
I was gonna say find me in the back of your head. That just sounds odd.
Want to see the back of my head, Oscar? Dirty bastard. All right, your turn.
um, do you believe in giving people second chances?
Depends. It,
Is
it
the
it
point?
depends on the situation. Depends on what they've done. So give me an example, and I'll tell you.
um, I think this one probably always divides people. Like cheating.
All right, when we're talking cheating, are we talking actually having sex with someone, or just like kissing?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, actually having like
If
a full-on
if
sexual like
if
affair.
no, because that is you've made that decision to cheat on me.
Hmm.
Whereas if you
Yeah,
kiss someone in the heat at the moment, it's different. And I will be pissed off, and I will no longer allow you to see that person or talk to that person. I don't care who they are, right?
yeah,
You're not allowed to see that person, not allowed to go near that person any longer. I will have no contact with them, and you're not having no contact with them, right? And I'm willing to work past that. But if you've had sex with someone, then you can get the fuck out of my life.
yeah.
What about you?
Um, I don't know, man. I think I'm pretty. I, I I don't know if this is too harsh. If we're talking about cheating, right? Probably not. Because I spoke to a friend of mine, and she was like, and she made sort of like a valid point. She said to me, if someone were to cheat on me, like they've broken that trust, they've broken that relationship. Uh,
That's for me. That's like I said. Like it depends. If it's like just kissing, sometimes shit happens in the heat of the moment. Because at the end of the day, man, we're human beings. It's impossible to say that you're not attracted to more than one person. You can't just
yeah,
say you can. It's even possible to be in love with more than one person, right? And if you're like,
yeah,
you find someone attractive, you're a bit drunk and you kiss each other, that's different. I mean, if you're like full on making out, then it's a bit like, all right, you need to. What the fuck are you doing with your life? But if you're
yeah.
having sex
Let's
with
do that.
someone, you've made that decision. I don't care. Drunk is not an excuse for that. Even with kissing, it's not an excuse for doing it. But especially having sex, if you're having sex, like if you're having sex and you with someone else and you were drunk, that's not an excuse.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no going
Because
back from
you,
that. I will never trust you ever again to be around. Like if you ever go, oh, I'm going out, I would never trust you.
yeah, because you made that
And it
choice.
makes you look like the insecure one, but that's because they made that choice to cheat on you. For me, I would never cheat on someone. Loyalty for me is everything, not just in my relationship, my friendships.
Yeah,
Like I said before, like I'm very loyal. Loyalty is huge to me. Like I've got secrets of people that I hate, and I'll take them to the grave. Like I'm that loyal. I'm not gonna. I want the same respect back, especially in a relationship. So, but if it's
oh
second
yeah.
chances, like it depends, right? If it depends on the situation, like I'd need more scenarios to sort of fully answer the
Answer that.
question.
Yeah,
Like say if one of my girlfriends kissed my best friend, I could probably forgive both of them. But they're not staying in the same room together alone. That's not gonna happen.
yeah.
Um,
That makes sense.
but
I get
like
you.
I'd probably end up forgiving both of them because at the end of the day, that is my best friend, and there's a good chance that I've been best friends with him for years. Um, it just depends on
But
the
you
person's
still,
character, really. But like that whole once a cheat, always a cheat thing has always been sort of proven right majority of times.
yeah.
Um, from my experience with people, anyway. I don't know about anyone else, but yeah, I'm guessing you're big on like no kissing, no anything.
I don't know. I think you made a valid point, right? Like if you're drunk and it's like something, I'm not using that as an excuse, but if you're drunk and you like kiss someone, what, not make out, but like just, all right, maybe you're drunk, fine, but even that, I don't even know. If you're like, if you have like completely no control,
If
I
you
don't know, it's hard. Like,
if your girlfriend if my girlfriend was blackout drunk, right? And someone took advantage of her, that's a different story because that's assault. That's not like consensual
yeah,
sex, right? So I would never look at my girlfriend differently if something like that happened.
no, of course not. Yeah,
Um,
'cause that's not her fault.
exactly, it's not her fault, so there's no reason to. If she was willingly going to bed with someone and sleeping with them, like you can fuck right off, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
don't,
how? Like it's like when it's
don't,
like, oh, it was a mistake. What? Fucking riding his dick was a mistake, right? Like,
I was gonna say
bro, do you
something
know
worse.
mistake? Fair enough if you just laid on your back, had sex for 3 minutes, and then that was it. But if you're changing positions from like doggy to cowgirl, things like that, that's not mistake, bro. That's you wanting to have sex with that person. Simple as
That's
that,
you
man.
wanting, that's you wanting to suck his
That's
dick.
literally it,
Like,
bro. That's you, like, especially sucking dick, man. Like that, you made that decision to put his fucking sausage in your gob. Do you know what I mean? Like that's your decision, bro. There's no mistake there. Like, yeah, okay, it's a mistake. Well, you lost your fucking relationship. You learn from your mistakes. Move on. Simple as that.
yeah, it's a mistake that you were, yeah,
Have you ever been cheated on?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I have. I can't tell. I think I have. I'm pretty sure I have twice been cheated on. I can't confirm it, and I'm not the kind of guy that like pushes it.
All right, next episode we find out whether this is true or
But
not.
I
Can't
feel
wait.
like the one that I'm thinking about may not have, like, because she wasn't really that kind of person. But like the other guy I'm thinking of most definitely did.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she did. Yeah.
Cheating's horrible, man.
I mean, she was a hoe. She was like, I shouldn't say hoe. I don't know why I use that word. That's just mean. She was the type of girl. She was very stereotypical daddy issues kind of girl. Like sleep with anyone
Right.
that gave her attention. Her dad was not a very nice person. Blah blah blah. All that shit. I guess I just filled the gap. Not literally,
Did
because
she
I was
use
still
you?
a virgin at the time. So.
Did she use you?
Huh?
Did she use
She
you?
used me.
What it sounds like.
Emotionally, probably for a while, and then yeah, but who knows? Who fucking knows?
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel. I don't. I'm not sure.
Heartbroken.
Bradley's got an emo.
Yeah, bro. I just dyed my hair black, got over my eyes. Fuck life, bro. Oh fuck. Speaking of emo, man, like it's when I had that Twitter account and I was just like heartbroken. I was like, fuck love. Yeah, yeah. Oh,
We're gonna do a video podcast of this version, and you want to see Bradley with like black makeup, black
mm,
hair,
looking
fully
emo.
drinkable.
Yeah. All right. I got a quick question for you.
Okay.
What are you drinking right now?
Water. How do you know I'm drinking something? Oh, can you hear me?
No. Well, I heard you
I'm, I'm,
earlier, so
I'm drinking water. How boring, but it's really hot here in the
it's
UK.
fucking boiling, bro. I mean, I'm drinking ice cold Pepsi Max cherry. Pepsi Max,
Ugh.
if you want to sponsor this podcast, feel free.
Cherry flavored. What's wrong with you?
Huh?
Cherry flavored.
It's
What's
actually
wrong with
really
you?
nice.
Fuck off.
Do you not like cherry?
No, not really.
So you're judging someone based on the fact that you don't like cherry?
Oh,
Wow, you judgmental piece of shit. All right, I got one for
you're
you.
right.
Um,
Bradley, our friendship can no longer
yeah,
continue
no
because you
longer.
like. No.
Speaking of like schools and stuff, do you think bullies often see themselves as bullies?
No, I don't. I think I think they see it as like having a laugh, and they probably see it as, oh, the other person's being too sensitive.
Yeah, I think it depends on the situation, but that's probably the most common thing. I think. But I think like a
But
lot of
like,
people that bully get bullied themselves by like usually by someone like a parent.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So I think they project it a lot onto the other person.
I mean, I think that's it probably it goes back to a few questions ago, but I think that's another thing that probably could be taught more
Oh,
in
anti-bullying,
school.
yeah, definitely needs to be taught. They say like it's crazy, man. Like they try and push as if they're like all against bullying, but like they see it happening and they just don't care because the popular kids do it and they're the ones that get the funding because they're the ones that play the sports. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
my school's a sports academy, and all the sports guys would be the ones that bully other people or take the piss out of other people, but nobody would do anything because they need
that's
the
the worst
funding.
thing.
You know?
I think that's the worst thing when people don't do anything.
Yeah, especially teachers.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Um, I mean, it's horrible when I don't, it's horrible when I have to like email, my boss or whatever and say what's going on because like, 2022 and we're still dealing with bullying.
I think it's always going to be a thing. I don't think it'll ever change.
No,
Definitely like
no, and
it's definitely like a nature biological thing. I think for bullying to evolve. I think it's like that whole survival of the fittest kind of thing.
but also it goes back to what you said moments ago. It's like, they were, they were probably, whoever, the bullies was probably bullied themselves.
Yeah. Or they
So
hate themselves, so they project it on that hatred onto someone else.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's usually the
which
common
is,
thing, isn't it?
now like have these people like have any sort of like decency and like tell someone, hey, this is what's going on, then I probably wouldn't then like great, like talk to someone about it. But don't think it's a laugh.
There's yeah, it reminds me of that whole thing. Like you can't just use your trauma as an excuse for everything.
Hmm.
It's the same with like mental illness. Like you can't just use your depression, anxiety as an excuse for everything. Um,
Or even like, last on last week's episode, like, it's like I can't use my disability for my learning difficulty for any
yeah, like
of
the
disability.
thing is like you're gonna like use trauma to get out of anything or as an excuse for everything. Then why the fuck aren't we forgiving serial killers?
Yeah.
They're some of the most broken people on this planet.
Hmm.
Abuse,
Oh
sexual
yeah.
assault, sexual abuse, all that shit happened in their childhood. Then they go around killing people, out of some weird thing. I don't really understand it, but that's a trauma
Nah.
response, right? That's pretty much what it is. And if you're using trauma as an excuse to put down others, then fuck you, man. You don't deserve friends. It's like the people that have, right, it's okay to have depression and want your friends to be around, but it's the people that take you down with them. Like, that constantly want to
Yeah.
be they want their depression to be the only thing you focus on. That's the wrong kind of people. I think that's the same with bullies, man. Do you know what I mean? They try and use it as like a trauma response. But there's no excuse at the end of the day.
Hey, if you're a bully out there, go fuck
Yeah, if
yourself.
you know the difference between right and wrong, get the fuck out of here, man. If you're bullying people, die. That's what I'm gonna say. Anyway, your turn.
That silence at the end of that was perfect.
What question have you got there?
Why are you a douchebag? No.
Trauma.
No.
Daddy issues. Daddy wasn't there to take me to the fair. You know what film that's from?
I don't.
Ah, you bitch. What's your question?
Yeah, he talks to me, guys. Unreal.
You keep saying that every time, but you
Um,
still come back to me. Because you're a little bitch. You know it. Who's your daddy?
I'll slap you in the head. Um, what did your past relationship teach you?
Trust no one, love hurts. Cut my life into pieces. No. Um, it taught me what I want from life.
Mhm.
I've had very controlling relationships. I've had very toxic relationships. I've had it where I've been quite toxic. Um,
Yeah.
because that's my response to them being toxic. I hate hypocrites the most, even though earlier proved that I was a hypocrite. But I hate when it's like genuine hypocrisy in a relationship. They can do one thing and I can't do the other, or I can't
Yeah.
do it, they can. That shit just sort of wears me down. we've spoken about this right
Nasty.
before. Like, I want a relationship where we love each other completely. Like, that's what it's taught me.
Mhm.
Taught me what I want. You know what I want. I want a very active sex life. I want a very active social life with that person. I want my own freedom. I want them to have their freedom. I want independence. Independence. Sorry, I got fucking
Yeah.
hiccups. Independence. That I want them to have independence. So those sort of past relationships have really taught me to do that, and it also has kind of taught me to be wary of who I trust with my, like. I don't want to say my heart because that sounds really sappy and stupid, and like cringy, and I don't know. I was gonna say
What
gay,
is it
but
about?
like I feel like that's gonna offend someone. Um, but like, yeah, like who I give sort of open up to. Do you know what I mean? Like it takes a lot for me to trust now
Yeah.
because I've had that whole I want to fix you, and then me opening up to them and thinking that they're gonna fix me just to be fucking shoved down like dirt. So it's like, well, fuck you. In one of my relationships, I'm not gonna pretend that it was perfect on my end because it's not. Not all my exes are crazies because that's not true. Um, I mean, to be honest, we spoke again like I say like a year or so after we broke up, and we actually ended up on pretty good terms.
Yeah.
Um, she was quite controlling. She was very insecure. And things like that. And
The
I was
opposite
quite,
with me.
huh?
It's the opposite with me.
And I'm very I'm very like I want my freedom quite a bit. Not to
Yeah.
be with other people, like, but I want freedom. I want to be able to go out with my friends on my own without them going, oh, can I come? I want to come, blah blah. Like, just have some independence. Don't rely on me for everything. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes. You need
if I
that.
wanted that, bro, I'd get a fucking dog. You know what I mean? I get a pet.
Get to go. Yeah.
You're supposed to be my girlfriend. You're supposed to be another human being. Stop relying on me. Like, I know you've got your own problems, but you shouldn't. That's not my. That shouldn't bring me down or constantly. And it just wore me down, so I just became quite toxic. And I think it was best for both of us that we ended the relationship. But that's what it's taught me, man.
Yeah.
It's taught me the rights and wrongs, the things that I should and shouldn't do in a relationship, and what I don't want in a relationship. What about
Yeah.
you?
Same here. No, I was gonna say the same because, like, when I was cheated on, it kind of opened my eyes. Just like, okay, yeah, I don't want this. I don't want someone like that again.
Yeah.
Because it sucks, right? Because, like, if you put all your time into the relationship only for that person just to cheat on you, um, you just feel like, well, the fuck was the point of that?
Mm, fair enough.
Especially the way it happened with me. It was over the phone. It's like
Yeah,
most cowardly way possible.
I mean, I've been in long distance relationships. We break up over the. And I'm not proud of it, but I did break up with one of my exes on Christmas Day over text.
Oh
But
shit!
I had my reasons. It wasn't just out of the blue. I mean, it was out of the blue, but she knows why I did it, and she knows exactly why I did
Fair
it.
enough.
So, and I know for a fact that she knows because she let me go straight away, and she knew that I wasn't going to take it anymore. So, I've got a question for you that is either going to make people hate you or love you.
Oh fuck!
Does your partner's body count matter?
Body
Like
count.
how many people they slept with?
Oh, um, no, because I don't focus on that.
Fair enough. For me, it's like depends. If you slept with like 10,000 people, I'm like, bro, where the fuck do you get the time? How
Okay,
the
yeah.
f-
Well, in that
bro,
case, yes, that
how
would
the
bug
fuck are you
me.
doing that, bro? You fucking an entire nation here. What the fuck is that about? But realistically, no. But I've always said the only time I've ever had a problem with a girl's body count is if they're bad at it, and it's like, bro, what the fuck were you doing all those times? You're just laying there taking it. What? Um,
Were you just like, jerking
like
them off?
literally, what the fuck were you doing that whole time? Just being a pillow princess. But no, for me, it doesn't bother me because it adds to some experience, man. Like, you don't want a virgin all the time. You know what I mean? You don't want someone that like has no idea what they're doing. You want someone that knows how to like do stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like fun. But for me,
Yeah.
I'm big on fun. I'm pretty open book, as I've already pretty much explained on this podcast plenty of times. There's things that I like in my sex life. I like a fun sex life. I like it to be adventurous. I don't like laying down having sex. Um, I mean, if that's like if our main goal is to literally just have just a straight fuck, do you know what I mean? That's fine. But like when it comes to sex life, if we do the same thing over and over again, I'm just gonna get bored. Like one of my past relationships, I was 20, like in my early 20s, and I had a sex life of a married couple. We barely had sex, and I was like, bro, what is this? We're supposed to be fucking like bunnies, man. That's the whole point of like young relationships. Um, but like, yeah, so like a girl's body count, I'm just like, yeah, cool, cool. Well, at least you know how to suck a dick. There's no excuse. So
There's another quote. Fuck like
yeah,
bunnies.
fuck like bunnies, man. Like just without the
You're
breeding
getting
part.
into that thing, guys.
Yeah, literally. But nah, it doesn't bother me. Um, I'd be if they like I said if it was like in the thousands, I'd be like, bro, where the fuck do you get the time? How many gangbangs are you
Yeah.
doing each day to get to that? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I
I
think the only thing that would bother me if it was like, um, like if they were ex porn stars, maybe, like pens. Not because of who they had sex with, just the fact that it's out there on the internet. But then I'm sitting there thinking, to be honest, these people get to sit there knowing that's what I get at night. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Do you know what? I've changed my mind. I don't care. Look at that. It's like a self
wow.
therapy
What
session,
a
isn't it? I've made a breakthrough.
sex ed, Bradley.
I've made a sex breakthrough. So it doesn't matter to you at all.
It's not. It's not. But we're just gonna change the name of this podcast, by the way, just to sex ed, because that's what we talk about. Um,
And your long schlong.
it's not. It's just not something I really. It's not something I mean, if they're not honest with me, like if they tell me like months and months into a relationship, oh, I forgot to tell you I've slept with this or that person. Yeah, that would bug me. They
For me, I
won't.
don't
Um,
really care to know.
It's not like that. It's just like
If
just
I don't ask, I
no.
don't want to know. Do you know what I mean? It's like I've had relationships where they'll start talking about like something they've done in the past, and I'm like, bro, I didn't ask about this. Why the fuck are you telling me about this? Like, I don't want to know about it. Unless I ask, I don't want to know. Like,
You're just you're just sitting there and they're telling you.
yeah,
You're
like if
just like,
we're just
oh,
sitting having a conversation, and she's like, "Oh, I remember this one time I was like fucked by 3 guys." I'm like, "Bro, what the fuck? I didn't ask about this. We were talking about fucking flip flops. What the fuck is this about?" Do you know what I mean? Like, if I say to her and go like, what's the freakiest thing you've done with someone, or what's the most like what's the most amount of guys you've had sex with in one go, like in one sex session? That's when I ask, and then I get the answer. If I don't like the answer, that's my own problem. You know what I mean? But I've asked. But if I don't ask, I don't want to know. I don't care. I
I,
don't care what you've done in your
I like
past.
this.
As long as your past doesn't affect my future, I don't give a shit.
I like this idea of you talking about flip flops, and then she just says
Well, if she
that.
says that, she's a bit fucking weird. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm moving away from that real quick. But that's just an
Like,
example.
it's like, hi, I'm Bradley, and do you like my flip flops? Oh yeah, yeah, I really like your flip
Well,
flops.
I
And like,
mean,
by the way,
I spoke to girls on dating websites that they're like, oh, have you ever had a one night stand? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, I've like never done that. I've always been in relationships and stuff. Because a lot of the girls I talk to, I tell them, I'm more into like casual things and seeing where it goes. I'm
yeah,
open and honest about it. I'm not gonna hold anything back.
yeah,
And they're like, oh yeah, that's cool. It's cool. It's something that I'm looking for too. And I'm just like, yeah, like it's okay, like to tell me things like that. Like I've never had a one night stand with someone. Things like that. Like, but unless I ask for details, don't tell me about it or don't care.
yeah.
But at the end of the day,
Don't just
man,
bring in
like,
random.
right. So the best way to think about it, right, is say a girl knows how to suck a dick, right? can't be. It's like guys for some reason expect a girl to be a virgin, but for some reason know how to suck a dick. Do you know what I mean? For a girl to know how to suck a dick, that means she has sucked a dick in the past. Therefore, it shouldn't matter as long as it's about you and her at the time. It ain't about the people in the past. So I don't know why. Like I said, as long as if I don't ask, don't give me any details. Like, if I ask you your favorite position, you tell me your position. Don't go, don't go into detail about all the guys that you've had sex with in that position. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just want to know the position, that kind of thing.
I'm seeing a girl tomorrow. She listened to this.
Oh. What's your body count? No, I'm joking.
Dude, shut the fuck up.
What's your body count, Oscar?
What? Not that many.
Not many. What's not many for you though? That's subjective, is it not?
I'm not going
Oscar
to
is a little whore, mate.
No, I'm not.
No, another philosophy I live by is like, if a girl slept with 100 guys, I can't judge her because if I had the opportunity to sleep with 100 girls in the same situation, like, I wouldn't turn it down. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I got the opportunity to sleep with girls, like over and over and over, like one after the other, I'm not really gonna turn it down. So I don't see why I should judge someone else for doing the same, just because she's a woman. So
makes sense.
Kind of a bit judgy. It's 2022, and you stop judging. But I mean, I'm gonna judge you. You're a little whore. And I think that this girl, I love that she listens to this podcast, man. What's her name?
Tell me her name.
We'll call her Marjorie. Hi, Marjorie. That's what you're gonna change her contact name to now. Marjorie. Her name's not Marjorie. I know her name. I'm not gonna say it though. Alright, do you know what? If she's listening to this, listen. Oscar is a really good guy. He's a very nice guy, very sensitive, and to be honest, he deserves the love and affection. And if you ever break his heart, I'm gonna break your legs. Okay?
Whoa.
Other than that, you do you, girl.
That was going well until that last bit.
I don't hurt my friends, bro. I don't give a shit. You're a woman, you break my homie's heart, bro. I'm gonna break your fucking legs. Gonna make you turn into Joe Swanson, bruh.
Don't break anyone's legs.
Break her legs if she hurts your feelings. Alright, what's your next question?
Take it easy. What's wrong with you?
Bro, I'm energetic today. I'm so happy today. I'm in such a good mood. Like, I'll tell you about after. I don't really want to talk about it on the podcast. Because it's quite a personal thing. Like, very, 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 very personal. But yeah, like, I'm very energetic. So I get really aggressive when I'm energetic. Energetic, aggressive, and horny. If there's any ladies listening.
Too much information.
Too much information. This guy is telling me he wanks on people, and apparently I've got too much information shared. I
don't wank on people. I said don't wank on people.
You said you wank on people. Anyway, what's your question?
You're disgusting. Go fuck yourself.
I do. I don't get laid. I'm actually a virgin.
What does music mean to you?
It means sounds that come out of instrument.
Wait. Maybe I should rephrase.
You should have just left it. You should have just left it silent. To be honest. It means it's a great escape from reality.
Yeah.
I love laying down. I love laying down, earphones in, and just put myself in a different reality where I'm a superhero, bro. You know what I mean? Or I'm a fucking. Do you know what it is? I'm a boxer, and I walk out to my theme song is "I Bring the Darkness." You know that song? Yeah, that's my theme song. I bring the the darkness I am. You know that one? I
I know
Yeah,
that one.
that's my theme song.
Baron Corbin's fucking
Yeah,
entrance
bro,
song.
it's a sick entrance song. Love it. What about you? What
We love you,
is huh?
we love
Yeah,
you,
we
Baron
love you,
Corbin.
Baron. Well, what about you? What does music mean to you, Oscar?
Instruments, come on, I'm joking.
It's just coming. What is it with you? Why have you always got to make dirty comments, man?
No, I
You're a little
kind of cut myself
pervert.
off
You
at the
know
wrong point. No, yeah, I cut myself off at the wrong point. Sorry, I was not meant to happen.
that? Yeah, yeah.
Uh, I think for me, it's just it's like it's a chance for me just to think, like, and be sort of in my own world, especially like going to work and coming home from work.
Yeah.
You know, I like to put my music on and just sort of reset sort of thing and just think about the day, kind of like reflecting.
Okay. I've got a question for you. Like completely turned
Yeah, yeah.
down to completely. Do you think the idea of like, do you think it's really depressing on how we survive as a race? Like, we're not a race, or it's a species. I'm saying not race. As a species, where we work 8 hours out of our day just to come home, just to spend a couple hours before we go back to work, go to bed, just to sleep, and just to wake up and do it all again. And the only days we ever get off are like a certain amount of holiday days and weekends, if you're lucky. Do you think that's a really
I think
depressing existence?
I think we're all so used to it,
Also,
sort of thing. It is. I
what
don't.
cunt
I,
decided 8 hours is enough? Isn't like is the perfect amount? Like, why is it 8 hours?
it is a
It
long
is a
time.
lot of hours. It's a third out of your day, man. Like
Yeah.
that, a third out of your day to go to especially if it's like a depressing job, man. In an office, like
You know,
punching in numbers, bro. Like, how
yeah.
depressing is that?
You're like in the cubicle as
And
well.
you got your fucking wife at home, like cheating on you with someone more adventurous. You know what I mean? It's oh my days,
Yeah.
bro. Like, you're working out a fucking office job, and your wife's cheating on you with some fucking French pastry chef. Like, what is the
And then
point?
he's wanking on her
Yeah, and he's
constantly.
on, bro. He's the father of your children. You know what I mean? Like that child that's in her womb, that's not yours. That's Javier's. No, that's not. That's not That's Spanish, isn't it? It's Oui Mon Amis. That's whose baby it is. Okay, simple as that. But don't you think that's like a bit of a depressing existence?
Yeah, because like by the time you get home, especially like in winter, it's cold, it's dark,
Mm.
you're
Yeah, I know,
miserable.
right? In the winter, it's the worst because it's like raining, and you get home, you're wet and just tired, and it's dark, and you want to cry, and you can't cry because you're a man and you look like a pussy, and society tells you not to cry as a man.
Oh, I cry every day.
Bro, I cry when I wake up just because I haven't died yet. So.
This is just turning into like a depression episode.
I'm actually in a really good mood today. Actually, I'm depressed because I was going to order myself a PS5 and then they went out of stock the second I was about to order one. So fuck you, PlayStation. Send me one, please.
Don't send him
Please.
one. Please don't send him.
Um.
He doesn't.
Okay,
He doesn't deserve
I
it.
got a question to add to that, like a more deep one to think about. How would you change it? Oh, by the way, I apologize for any background noise. All the windows are open, doors are open because it's fucking boiling.
Yep. So if you hear someone getting murdered, you know
It's
why.
because of where I live.
Yeah. Can't be saying that
Yeah.
casually. Uh, how to change it? You know what? I think also, as I said, like we're all conditioned to it, aren't we? I say conditioned, like we're used to it. If I say like less hours, right? Does that mean like the pay would go down? Because I feel like that's I don't know. Wait, what do
I
you?
read somewhere. I don't know if it's true because I don't. I'm not the type of person that can understand how economy really works. But
Right.
I read someone talking about how we should go back to what it was, where it's like less hours, more pay to boost the economy.
What hours would you do?
I don't know, but like 40 hours a week, is that really needed?
It's a
It's a
lot.
lot out of
It
you.
is a
It's
lot.
a lot out of you. Like I said, it's a third out of your day, 5 days a week, and like
Especially
the
if
only
you're
time you
young.
get to spend with your family is like on a Friday night, a Saturday, and a Sunday. But like those are the days that you also want to just chill out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's like, you got, say if you got a wife and she's at home, she's looking after kids, she's got loads to do, she's cooking, she's cleaning, she's looking after the house, she's looking after the kids. And there's some things that she's not capable of doing, like repairs of the house and things. And obviously, if you're on like a regular job, there's a good chance you're not really going to be able to afford to just spend on like any like small repairs. So you just end up doing it yourself. You're knackered, man. You're knackered from work. Or you got your kids and they're fucking screaming. They're like, "Daddy, blah blah." I mean, I don't know what that's like because I never saw my dad after work. But got your kids like harassing you, wanting to know you, or even if you get home late and you don't even get to see your kids before they go to bed. Like, how depressing is that? And yet, that's the normal thing in society. Like, why can't we like work less? Like, we shouldn't be getting like 30 days holiday. We should be able to go on holiday whenever the fuck we want. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. Like, you get half time, you
I
get 30,
mean,
all right. Half time, you get 28 days holiday. That includes bank holidays though, which is everyone's
yeah.
holidays. You,
Which is,
so you don't even get that many days of holiday. Like, you don't. It's dumb, bro.
I mean, I think with like, schools are a bit easier because you get the half terms and shit.
I mean,
So,
they were thinking at one point to put schools up to 8 hour days, weren't they?
oh,
Bro, they put so much pressure on kids nowadays. It's ridiculous.
don't forget the staff. And,
Fuck the
you know,
stuff. We don't care
the,
about you.
the teachers, not me.
But like,
um,
how would you change it though to make it a better place and functions? Oh, actually, forgot to mention they are actually doing something. They're implementing 4-day work days. You do 2 extra
yeah,
hours.
I remember hearing about
Apparently,
that,
that
but
has
it's not.
improved mental health. Due, like statistically, it's improved workers' mental health.
You think it's gonna happen
It
here?
happened in Scotland. I think that's where they were testing it.
What was it, Monday to Thursday?
Yes.
Oh, 3-day weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Alright,
that
I
could
remember
work.
like when I hated my job. Mate, on a Sunday evening, I would just dread going to work the next day. Do you know what I mean?
I used to work Monday to Saturday.
Half the time, yeah, half the time I'd end up staying up really late, right, just so I could enjoy more of the day. Like, that's
Yeah,
just sad, right?
when you're going to bed like 2, 3 a.m. just to have more you time,
Mate, fuck me, it's depressing now. I'm depressed. Let's change the subject, bro. This is depressing. We can talk about this some other episode, but this is so sad.
He was so happy, he was
I'm
so
not. I
jolly,
don't
and
like to be that
now
guy. It's like, oh, I'm not like normal people, but I don't want to be one of those people that get stuck in a 40-hour job every week. I want to be someone that can make money while loving what I do, while taking the time that I want to take. Do you know what I mean? That's my
yeah,
goal in life.
yeah.
But you ask a question before it gets too depressing.
Let's see. I'm running out of questions actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Google,
Where is it? What's
Google
that?
them.
Well, that's what I did,
And
didn't it? Do you do you believe in fate?
8.
Yeah.
No. I believe in consequences of actions, but I don't believe in fate.
Yeah,
You?
that's a good bit. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'd
I
love
mean,
it. Be
people.
real. But you
I
were
just
wait. Were you religious growing up? Because I
no.
know you. I know you,
I mean,
you are Jewish, right? Technically.
yeah. I mean, I say we keep like all the Jewish festivities
Yeah,
and
I mean,
everything,
like we
but we're
keep
not.
Christmas and Easter, but we don't care about any of that. But it, a lot of
I
religion is
never,
based on
I never,
fate, right? Like there is fate, like it's God's plan kind of thing. So,
yeah,
like,
I,
have you got that belief?
well, I was never really that. I was never like, like me personally, I've never been like
Yeah.
religious. Like, yeah, it's just not been me.
Did you have a bar mitzvah?
Uh, I
Oh,
did, yeah. That's
bro.
the only thing I was.
Did you get loads of money? Or is that a stereotype? Is it?
You hear that? He's
Is it a
stereotyping me.
stereotype?
I did get lots
Bro,
of
are
money
you
though.
wealthy? What'd you do? You spend it all?
Yeah, you're right. I'm living in like in a really wealthy
Yeah,
mansion.
bro. Safe. I'm living you.
No, you can
Uh-huh.
fuck off.
Rude.
Be my servant, bitch. Sorry, Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
man, you are aggressive. I think you need to get laid, mate. You are aggressive. But okay, so do you believe in fate though?
Do I? No, I don't
Why
think
is
so. No,
that?
because
You don't believe everything happens for a reason? No.
or when you um, it's something I've always gone back and forth with. I don't know. Like, okay, give me like a scenario.
Um, two people fall in love, get married. Do you think that's fate, or do you think that's just a result of consequences and decisions and action?
I don't think that's fate. I just think that's two people.
But all right, so like, I said this to my ex girlfriend once. I was like, it's mad to think that every decision we've ever made in life has led up to this exact point to where we are literally in love right now. Every single decision, like literally every decision, everything we've ever done in the past has led exactly to where we are now. Right?
Yeah,
Consequences
yeah.
of your actions, and your decisions. Could that be considered fate though? Bro, am I talking myself into believing fate? I think I am.
All of that. He's having a life crisis.
Bro. I think fate might be a thing, you know.
Look at that. He's
But could it be
changed.
considered fate though, right? Because all those decisions that you decided to make has led you to where you are.
Yeah, but is that fate or is that just you're in the right place at
Yeah,
the
what
right
if that's
time?
fate? Isn't fate that?
Um,
Isn't fate being in the right place at the right time?
shit. Now am I believing in fate?
Bro,
Fuck.
fate might be real. I don't think in like a religious or a spiritual sense, but like the idea of fate is in a plan, right? But we've made the decisions we made for a specific reason. Maybe fate has decided where we go in life.
You could be like a religious motivational
Yeah,
speaker.
but I'm not religious.
I beg to
No,
differ
I'm
now.
not religious. I don't believe in a higher power.
Or just be a motivational speaker. Just be a motivational
I feel
speaker.
like fate it can be real, but it has to be defined as consequence of action. All the
Yeah,
decisions you
that
made
makes
have
sense.
led up to that exact moment. It's crazy to think about, though. Every decision you've ever made has led up to this exact moment, bro. I'm overthinking. No, I'm going fuck. My mind's getting fucked right now. I can't do this.
No, no, no.
No,
Keep
this is
going.
like
Keep going.
stoner talk, bro. I'm not high enough for this, bro. Um,
I was enjoying that sort of deep
but
reflection you
no,
were
but
going on. I wasn't gonna interrupt.
yeah, it's like
There you
there you go, back in it,
go.
bro. We should rename this podcast. Me and you just get high and speak about shit and just call it Wake and Bake. That's what we should do. Or baked goods. You know what I mean? Yeah, baked goods.
This is what's on your
Yeah.
mind, though.
But someone's gonna steal that. Fuck, if you steal that, I will take legal action. All right. Um. But yeah, no, I'm not religious. I don't believe
Steal
in
it,
like a
right?
higher power, like a god or someone created the universe. I think that's all down to like just evolution, all that sort of stuff. Um,
Yeah.
I feel like fate could be defined as just the things that you do in your life and the decisions you make. Your fate depends on that.
Mhm.
But it also can be. You can also counter that with like like chance, luck, accidents, someone else's consequences of their actions. Like for all you could have indirectly led to the death of somebody. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could have done anything. Like just walk past them, and like I don't know, you might have accidentally like knocked someone's like keys out their pocket or something. Then they can't find the house key. They go looking for it. They get hit by a car. You're indirectly responsible for their death. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I get you. I
So
get you.
fate. Maybe
Might have
fate
convinced me.
can't be. It's not an individual thing. It's a thing that's for everyone. Maybe I should rethink everything in my life I've ever told myself. Maybe I'm God. Anyway, next question.
No, end the episode
Yeah.
there, bro. That was perfect.
But we can't end the episode there.
Why not? Come on, what a great ending. Bradley turns spiritual.
I've turned into God myself. I've got a question for you though. I'd like to hear your opinion on.
That's t-shirt thing though to put on. I am God.
Do you think we'd be better off without social media?
Oh, that's a good one. I think we need it, but at the same time, I don't think we need as much social media as we have. You know, I really don't. Because if you think about it, everyone's on like the latest social
Yeah.
media, right? Everyone's everyone's on
TikTok is so
TikTok
fun though.
or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever it is. I don't think we need all of them. I really don't.
Like
I
WhatsApp,
think
right? Does anyone ever text
that
anyone
that
these days, or do they use WhatsApp and Snapchat? They don't ever text anyone.
I've got a family member that just
Like
texts.
even my nan uses WhatsApp, bro.
Oh, I wish my grandma
My
used WhatsApp.
grandma, I love that, bro. I feel like such a commoner next to you sometimes. But like, I feel like social media is like sales, right? Good to like it can be great. I mean, you kind of need it, but it can also be cancer.
Yeah, I really can.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Social media can be very
so.
toxic.
I think maybe if we had a better way of like really like relaying news and that to the world other than social media, then yeah, I think social media should disappear. Like our life would be so much better because I feel like social media creates an insecurity in people. Be perfect.
It can be. It's like a
Yeah, it
mask.
is. It's these Instagram people making their life look so fucking perfect. Like I know someone that makes their life look all fancy, going to hotels, going to Spain, eat in the pool, margaritas. But then when you actually go to where they live, a shithole. Like it's full of
If I
fucking, tramps, pedophiles, and fucking chavs, man. Like, do you know what I mean?
if I wasn't doing anything in terms of content creation or blogging or stuff like that, I wouldn't have Twitter.
Yeah, that's the same for me. Like, I don't have Twitter on my phone. I
Same,
use it. I
same.
use it
I
on the
don't. I don't
browser on
have.
my phone or the browser on my PC. I don't use it on my phone.
I don't have
I
social
found
media on
that
my phone at all.
Facebook has become much more popular again, though. It died out it died out, and like everyone that used it was just old people. But now everyone's using it again. And I think it's because they've really improved. Like, you know, you can watch live games, you can watch videos like it's YouTube, more
Yeah,
interactive comment section. Do you know what I mean?
they have updated it a
I
lot.
think Facebook's cool. You always can always go on different posts and just annoy people. I remember I was bored so one day, so I decided to go around just pissing people off. So I got blocked by one person. I got my comment deleted, and I got a warning from Facebook, all within 30 minutes.
You
I
rebel.
know, right? One thing I've noticed about Facebook is the comment section. There's always that one person that tries to make it about God. What is up with that?
It's like the, it's like the YouTube comments. You'll have that one
Like there was a
comment.
guy. I remember what it was. He saved someone's life, and someone goes, "That's not him being heroic. That's the will of God allowing it." I was like, "What the fuck, dude, bruv? God gave us free will to be good people. He's a good person. He saved someone's life. What the fuck? What is wrong with you?" Oh, bro, when we do the episode about things that piss me off, there's something there's one thing that links into something that I want to talk about on that. I'm not gonna get into it because I ran and it really triggered me the other day. Yesterday, I can't remember what it was.
I still need to think about that. I might be. I don't know. I mean, there's one or two things, but
Come on, bro. I know you can get angry.
I can. I do get angry, but yeah. I don't know. I think a lot of my anger is in my past days, which is grammatically incorrect, but whatever.
You're such a nerd. Anyway, I got another question that relates into that. What do you think is? Yeah, I love you really. What What do you think is the most useful social media?
The most useful. Ugh, can't speak. Most useful. Um, I would say. Oof, but, you see, I can't. Is it fair for me to comment? I only use two social media
What ones
things.
do you use? Facebook and Twitter.
Twitter. Yeah.
For me, the most useful I'd say is Facebook. Um, the most fun for me right now is Facebook. In terms of,
Instagram.
I'd say the most sort of simple and like, well, the most simple to use is probably Instagram. It's literally just upload videos and photos of the current event or current thing that you're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Snapchat is another one.
You
That's
just.
just like, you know, a bit of a laugh with your mates and stuff.
Why do I feel like Snapchat's really old?
Old. Snapchat is very
Yeah.
old, bro. Really
Yeah.
old. I'm
It
talking
is.
over 10 years old. Mate, Snapchat was so different back in the day. So different. Crazy. They've released a subscription service now. It's called like Snapchat Plus or something. I don't know. Alright, you got a question?
I've just seen
No.
something. Sorry. Um, we'll get we'll get back to it. So speaking of Twitter, I'm just
Alright.
logged onto it. So can I ask,
Yes.
was you watching wrestling when it was like non PG?
Some of it, yeah.
Because I've just seen here, it says starting July 18th, WWE will have a TV 14 rating moving forward. The PG era is over.
That's good though. It's more realistic, right? When it was
Well,
non PG.
depends what
It
they're gonna
was quite
do.
entertaining as well. I remember.
They're not gonna do like just cringy shit, are
I
they?
don't know, but it did become a bit cringe, didn't it?
I don't know. I
I
can't.
mean,
I just
Marvel's a bit
literally
like
saw.
that. It started off as quite PG stuff, but now it's like quite like they've sort of grown up with the audience, haven't they? So they've sort of, I don't know. Now it's like more mature rating and stuff. I think Marvel films.
Hmm. That was just what I saw. I was just thinking, fucking hell, what are they gonna
You
do?
know what we do. We always go on a tangent about something.
If it improves the television, if it improves like the show, then fine, maybe. As long as it's not, you know, fucking awful. I don't
Anyway,
know. How many more questions do you want?
how many questions have I got?
No, how many more do you wanna
We can do
do?
as many, man. To be honest, like our last episode on this was quite long, so we're much less now, for sure.
What life-changing event have you experienced?
There's one that I'm not comfortable talking about, which
Mm-hmm.
I can talk to you about afterwards, which I want to talk to you
Yeah.
about anyway. Um, but in terms of ones that I sort of can watch, can talk about. Um, I guess being diagnosed with diabetes.
Okay.
I'd
Yeah.
say probably that, or having my first panic attack, thinking I was dying.
Yeah.
Probably them two. What about you?
Losing that family
Right.
member to
Yeah.
COVID. Yeah. Nah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never lost
I think.
like that. I've never experienced that to be honest. And it's one of my biggest fears. I can't imagine what it's like.
I would not wish that for my worst enemy.
No, you'd wish it upon them instead. You know, wish they lose their life and take care of
Jesus, man.
it. You said worst enemy, man. If they were your worst enemy, they must have done something really bad. Um,
Well,
I got one for you. If you, do you have any childhood heroes?
hit oh. Uh. Not. I wouldn't say heroes. I mean, they're. I mean, now there's people like I kind of not admire, but like look up to
Hmm.
now. Uh. Well, I mean, what about you? Like growing up, did you have
Um,
anyone?
as a really young kid, someone that I really looked up to was Steve Irwin. As a kid, I was
Okay.
obsessed. Like, I'm not one like you know when people always go, "Oh, I loved him as a kid. I loved it." He was genuinely my idol. Like, I loved everything about him. I had so many things about him. I had so many like videos and DVDs. And his death actually felt like a family member's death. Um, and I remember my mum coming in telling me, she sat me down. She was like, Steve Irwin died this morning. And I just remember crying for like 2 days straight, man. He was my childhood hero. But sort of growing up, it sort of changed. I don't know if you know this guy, but his name's Nadeshot. He's an ex COD pro. The things he's done, man, is so
Yeah.
inspiring. He's put himself up a fucking organization, a company. Do you know what I mean? The guy is so inspiring, and he stayed so humble. And like, he's honestly like he's the thing is he's from my childhood. You know, like watching COD pros and shit. Um, and things like that. So you know, I'd say that like even to this day, he's still very inspiring to me. But yeah,
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
them. What about you though? Like you not got anyone? What about now? Okay, if you don't have any childhood heroes, who's someone that you look up to now?
Um. There's a YouTube channel there's a guy that I really like. He's called Ralph
Right.
Smart, and he's he's like I'm torn now between him and the other guy. You don't know, fuck Ralph. I'm going with this other guy. Um, there's this guy called Prince E. I think
Right.
that's how you pronounce it. And he does like a lot of um. He's almost like a motivational speaker, and the way he presents his videos is really it's he does it in a way that's not um he doesn't shove it down your throat, and it's just really uplifting. You know what I mean? And just you kind of you kind of want to when you watch his videos, you wish you had his mentality in life.
Yeah, I get you.
Um, um, I might send you a video of his,
Yeah.
but he we were talking about social media, right? He's done one on stuff like that. And like the video is called like autocorrect humanity,
Yeah.
and he talks about how you know we hide behind like the likes on social media, and rather than sort of going out into the real world sort of
Right.
thing. It's a getting dark, getting deep
Yeah.
there.
Keep going.
Um, yeah, and he's just he did this other one where it's like if you were to die, if you would you would you reflect on the things you didn't do or the things you did do sort of thing, or stuff like that, so that he makes you think.
He's like a
um
mind provoker.
well, as in just he makes you just think about life, and just makes you sort of not question yourself, but just like he really makes you like ponder, like, oh, maybe I should you know do this or do
Yeah.
that. So I would probably say him now, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. That's perfect fine. I find that that's sort of what sort of become right. You become more more motivational, and that can push you to do better things rather than like people that like do cool things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
All right. You got a question?
yeah. Uh oh god. Oh, if the word hello were to be replaced by another word as a greeting, what word would you choose?
I mean, there's so many different greetings, right? So I'm not. Am I not allowed to use like an already established greeting, or has it got to be something like I have to choose out of nowhere?
um, you can't use. So you have to replace the word hello. So don't use hey either. Or
Um.
five. What's up, bitch?
Um. I mean, I feel like that's a bit aggressive, and I don't think you can't really go into an interview like a job interview. What's that? Sup, bitch? I mean, you could you won't get a
What if
job.
they sent you first?
Um.
Can you imagine the interviewer doing that?
I'm like, yo, what's up, man? Um.
What's up, bitch? Welcome to the interview.
I'd say something like just sup.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No,
What's up?
not what's
Yeah,
up,
I like
sup.
that.
Literally just sup, sup.
Oh, what's up?
Quick, simple, sup.
Nice, easy, straight to the
Yeah,
point.
yeah. Um, hold on. There's one that I wanted to read out. I'm trying to find it. Be honest. Have you ever judged someone based on a dark secret that they've told you? No.
No, no.
If
Um,
someone has hurt someone else, I've kind of judged them for it. But
oh, I
like,
see
if
what you
it's like a
mean.
dark secret, like say they self harmed or something, like I won't judge them for that. If they've hurt someone else, like um, I've never had the experience, but I read a story about this guy put in their friend group that um basically admitting to assaulting his girlfriend, like sexually assaulting his girlfriend. Um, and he expected his friends to stand by him.
Right.
That's the kind of like secret that I would stand by someone. I'd judge them for that. What
That's
about you?
fair
Got
enough.
another question?
Um, what is one dream you've yet to accomplish?
One dream that I've yet to accomplish. Hmm. Become financially stable. That's probably one of
Okay.
my dreams. I don't like
Yeah.
right. I'd love to be rich, but right now my main dream in life is to be financially stable and be able to buy things that I like, afford to pay my bills, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of all my money
Yeah.
just going towards bills.
Yeah. Financially stable is always like a good one to work towards, sort of thing. Isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
Right.
you're up.
Up. Da, 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 da. Where do you see our friendship in 10 years?
Dead. No, sorry, I'm
I hope
joking.
see myself dead in 10 years. Yes, sir. Uh, where do you see it in 10 years?
Uh, I'd like to think in 10 years, um, we'll still be as close as we are now.
Closer.
Uh, um,
Hmm.
I would hate, I would hate to think anything comes like if we had an argument or anything like that. I'd hate to think we'd go, you know, we wouldn't talk to each other. Um, but I'd like to think in 10 years we'd still be like doing this podcast.
But in 10 years, we'll be like the best podcast in the planet, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Even if we fall out, we'll still be doing this
Yeah, literally.
podcast.
We'll just like, just basically have an argument instead of a discussion.
Yeah, we'll
Could be
record
good
it.
for us, you know, mentally, emotionally, just getting all
I
that
don't know, man.
raw emotion out.
But then, like, we're kind of those people who are looking for an argument.
So,
It depends why you want to have an argument.
yeah, true, I guess.
You know, don't be don't be starting arguments for no reason, man.
Yeah, I'm sure we can do that. Here we go.
Yeah.
You have any more?
Wait, whose
Oh
turn is it?
yeah,
My go.
I asked.
I'm sorry.
I asked. What did I ask?
Oh no, where do you see our
Yeah,
friendship for 10 years?
that's
Sorry.
how great our friendship is. I
Where is my
completely forgot the fucking question.
where is my
I
head
have
at?
no idea.
Um, if they made a movie about your life, who would and there had to be a narrator over it. Who would you choose to narrate it and why?
Um, Good question. Actually.
So,
Narrator. I'd say my cousin Will. He's got a good like speaking voice, like reading stories and things. Because when we did our podcast
okay,
and he
yeah,
read ghost stories, he did it very well. I'd say
yeah.
him. Other than like he's really shit at reading by the looks of it, but like yeah, I'd do him. Him or
Cool.
it's got to be someone else. Nah, him. I'll go my cousin Will. What about you?
David Attenborough.
I don't know, man. I feel like it'd be so weird. It'd feel like a nature documentary. Here we see Oscar. I did a fucking Sean Connery impression. I don't know where the fuck that's coming from.
I'd love for David Attenborough to narrate a movie on me. That'd be amazing.
Or Nicolas Cage. That'd be fun. Um, yeah, or James Earl Jones.
Yes. Can you
Yeah,
imagine?
that'd be awesome. That that'd be fucking awesome, bro. But,
or, or Boris.
did you say Boris?
Yeah.
Imagine. Um,
Or, or the Donald.
yeah, the Donald.
Gonna be
Gonna be
huge.
huge. What are we talking about? It's a schlong here, aren't we? Gonna be huge.
Oh, I hate that tweet
You
that you
love it.
made.
Um,
You and Dix, man.
no,
That sounded a bit
yeah,
homophobic
wow, bro.
there.
So judgmental.
I'm not judgmental.
What was your favorite romantic moment and why?
Um, uh, shit. Uh, Now's the time to cue the elevator music.
I'm trying to think of mine as well, to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, this is the problem. We ask each other questions sometimes, but we don't have an answer for it ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be too
No,
personal.
nothing's too personal on this podcast. We made that agreement. We made that agreement so long ago. We just be honest and open about it. That's what the beauty of it is, right? Is that to be honest, it doesn't feel like we're doing a podcast right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just so chilled out.
So
Like I feel like I'm just chatting with you on Discord, not actually recording a podcast that's gonna go on the internet. So
this is gonna be like another 2-3 hour
fuck
episode.
it.
Um, and we've got to record another one.
For those who don't know, we're pre-recording because there's a few things we both got to do.
Like having a
Yeah,
boxing match
I'm
with
gonna
each
knock
other.
the fuck out of you, bitch.
It's gonna happen. We're gonna make tons
Yeah,
of money.
tons.
CM Punk's gonna be the referee. I've organised
Yeah,
it.
fuck that guy. Yeah, he left WWE and it made me sad. And then he lost in UFC.
Fuck.
Come on, got an answer yet?
Sorry, I'm trying to think of it. Then we went off into a mini
Come on,
tangent.
what's your most romantic moment? I think. Hold on. Was it your favorite?
Um, probably, probably like telling the person I love them.
Yeah, fair enough. Who was it?
It was my past relationship.
Was it a girl that cheated on
Um,
you?
yeah, but it
Give me a
happened
name,
long
bro.
before.
Give me a name.
What's that?
I'm gonna go beat her
I'll give
up.
you her name. No.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Uh,
That's always been like a really big thing, isn't it? Telling someone that you love them.
but it's like also the most scary sort of thing,
Yeah, it
in
can
my
be.
opinion.
You're making that commitment.
Well, also like you don't know if they're gonna say it back.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, the last two relationships, like real relationships I had, they were the ones that said it to me. I got issues, so I don't say it first. I got daddy issues. But yeah, okay, that's fair enough. That's a pretty intense romantic moment, isn't it? When you tell someone they love you, that you love them. Sorry, respect that.
Uh,
Got a question?
let's see, let's see, let's see. What are you most thankful for?
Mm, my friends and family, I guess. Like,
Yeah, I feel the same thing.
yeah, my friends. I've got, and we've created this podcast together, so that's allowed me to have my own like creative outlet and stuff, and we're very consistent with it, and I'm really enjoying it, and it's great. Like, I love how we're just uploading episodes, one after the other, bang, 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 just putting them out, and just both of us really making an effort into it. Do you know what I mean? Both 50-50
Yeah,
in this.
absolutely. Yeah.
And then I've got my mate Oscar and Tom, like uh, you know play games. We have a chat to you that I chat to. I've got my family, I've got my sister, my mum, all that. Oh god, sorry, I'm yawning. I had like no sleep last night.
You know why?
Why?
Sorry, my mind went to the
Right,
graph.
no, sadly not. Um, I've not really got anyone else to be thankful for, other than my friends and my family for supporting me all my way through. And I guess the people that I used to love to teach me what I don't want in my life. So I
Yeah,
guess I'm just thankful
yeah.
for everything that's happened, and my doctor for prescribing me with antidepressants, because those fuckers can have some good things about them. They help you out a lot.
You've been taking them.
Yes, I am on antidepressants. Um,
Doing
ah,
well?
yeah, well, they
Do they
work for
work?
me. It's my first ever time being on antidepressants, so they work for me pretty well.
Okay.
I might need to up my dose because my sleeping pattern, but yeah, they've worked very well. My anxiety, you can you've seen the improvement in me, right? Like the confidence, and the energy.
You've got this. You've got
I
this,
got
bro.
this, man. I'm gonna live my
Yeah. Kick
life.
depression. Kick
I'm
depression
thankful
right
for
in the
having my
dick.
heart broken because you really pushed me to be better. Like, she probably doesn't listen to this, but you really pushed me to be better for myself. So I'm thankful for that. Um, and made me realize what I want, and it's not you any longer. So, yeah. What about you? What are you thankful for, Oscar?
Um. I would say definitely
Yeah.
family. Uh, especially like the last 2 years, family and friends, even more than ever. Uh, when you go through something like that, I heard a lot. You really learn who your true friends
Yeah.
are, and uh, they came through, including you. Uh, so I think definitely family, friends, and not that I took them for granted beforehand. Trust me,
It's just,
but
yeah, you
when you
just
lose,
see who's actually there for you, right? You see it
yeah,
firsthand,
yeah. Um, when you lose someone, you really appreciate those around you. So I don't take that shit for granted at all. Um, I think I'm also thankful for like my like the I when you when you get a job, for me personally, I think the environment around you is
Yeah.
really important, and I'm thankful that I've got such a positive environment around me at work because I can be for whatever reason I can wake up and just not feeling
Yeah.
great mentally, and I can go to work and I can just have a laugh with my colleagues, and I can just forget all about it. So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. For you. Um. Yeah.
All right, you're up.
Okay. I got one. So, how would you rank the following, like based on importance? So you've got family, career, or your love life. What's more important than the other? How would you rank them?
Family, career, love life. Uh, I would. Oh, that's a good one. Shit. Um, I would say that's a good one, man. Is there like there's no right or
No,
wrong
it's
in this
just
one, is there?
personal preference.
Um,
Well, can't really be
you know
judged for
what?
choosing one or the other, really.
No, yeah, I would say probably. You know what? In that order, actually, I would say family, career, and then
I
your
agree.
because
Yeah.
like family, yeah, 'cause, like family's like important, obviously, right? They're the people that you love, you surround yourself with. You need a career. Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's what's going to support you financially. Yeah, there's no need to rush into a relationship or whatever. Uh,
Good.
so I would go with that.
Coffee. Yeah, I agree with you, to be honest. Like, family for me is very important. I'm very big on family. Family, I'm not just talking about like blood relatives. I mean people that I consider family. I mean,
Yeah,
you know. And career comes over love life 100%. I'd rather earn loads of money and have my family around with me than a girl that's temporary. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know it's bad, right? It reminds me of, like, you know, when you asked me would I die for my partner at one time, and I said no because, you know, you die for your girlfriend, she's gonna move on to someone else. You know what I mean? Whereas if you die for a family member,
yeah,
they're gonna always miss you and they're always gonna think about you because you were their family.
yeah,
I feel like family is like the most important thing, and I'm talking about family that you create, not just family by blood, because sometimes blood don't mean shit, right?
yeah,
But like the family that you create is more important, and then you need a career, you need something to do in life, you need money, you need to focus on building yourself up. And a love life isn't required, you know. Like if you want sex, you can have sex, and if you want love, you can, you know, get love from your family. You know what I mean? You can get the comfort and the support from your family, and then obviously the sexual part of it you can just get from like hooking up or friends with benefits or, you know, whatever. So love life always comes at the bottom for me.
yeah. I'd agree with that.
Maybe we're just two depressing
Yeah,
guys, but that's it for me.
yeah. I don't think we can do an episode on things we disagree
Yeah.
with.
We'll figure something out. Maybe it's like a long term plan for an episode. There is, to be honest, these sort of questions
Yeah.
made me think about an episode idea that I'll run by you after we're done with this one.
Oh,
But yeah. Oh, but I suddenly got really tired. I was really energetic. I think I've just crashed myself out. um, but yeah, those I agree with you on that. Those three. Um, but yeah, I think that's your question now, right?
if you could go to sleep right now,
Right
would you?
now, no.
Yeah, that's not my
No,
question.
I can answer that question. No, because I do enjoy recording this podcast. If I had the time, I would do this as a daily thing.
Like as if we could do this as a
Yes, as a
job,
job, I'd
yes.
happily do this as a daily thing. I'm talking
Same
long
here.
episodes as well. Like,
Yep, same here.
so yeah, that's
Maybe
our
that's the
goal in life.
goal.
That's that. We're gonna build this podcast up for it to become our career. There we go. What's your question?
Uh, some of the ones I've got, I've realized they're really dark as well. I know that's the idea, but
Yeah, go
still.
ahead. Awesome.
Uh,
Probably thought provoking, right?
yeah. If you now,
Answer it.
okay. Gee, I hope this doesn't happen. If you were to
Right.
die tonight, um, do you think you'd pass away fulfilled
No,
or
not
not
fulfilled.
fulfilled with
No,
your life?
no, 100%
Not
no.
fulfilled?
I'm not fulfilled in life
Yeah.
right now. I'm not talking like I need marriage and kids. So I'm talking I want a good life. I want money.
Yeah.
I want loyalty.
Yeah.
I want power. You know, that's what I want in life. That's what I'm going for. That's what I'm gonna get. If I die tonight, I'm not fulfilled,
Yeah.
but I won't. I'll accept the death. What about you?
No, probably. You know what? I'd be happy with what I've done, but like, there's so much more I want to do. Um, and I, I haven't. I don't think. I say
Yeah.
we. I mean you and I. We're
No, we are.
young,
We
mate.
are
You know
young.
what I mean?
There's no
We
rush.
haven't. No, no, of course not. But like, when I say we haven't scratched the surface, like we're we're young. Like, we have loads more to
Yeah.
accomplish.
Yeah, I get that. I understand. I agree with that. Um, I got a question for you. If you were given three
Yes.
things to make you happy, what would they be?
Wait,
Yeah, anything. It
maybe
can
anything?
be an object, or it can be like a feeling or situation to happen. Anything.
Anything? Okay. So there's three things. Sorry, wait, repeat the
If
question
you
one
were
more time.
given
Sorry.
three things to make you happy, what would they be?
Um, um, I, that's a good one. Three things. Um, Geez. You know what? I would say first one, um, the person I lost for
Yeah.
like during COVID. Give me that. Give me that person back. Uh, um, the ability to, and I mean, this is almost, like I think it's like a fantasy land. I'm thinking there, but to live in Cornwall, be and just be financially stable there. I love Cornwall, and um, to be able to cope better when I'm in stressful situations.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
How about you?
Um, big money, big women, big fun. Big money,
Big
big
what?
women, big fun.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
reference, and I don't think anyone ever gonna get that reference that listens to this podcast, but I hope they do. But now for me, it'd be yeah, financial stability. Um, for my family to be healthy, and I'd say maybe like financial freedom where I can spend the money that I want to spend. So
Yeah,
I guess those three things, right? Just to make me happy
yeah,
right now. They
yeah.
might not be like forever, but like for right now, that's the thing. Three things that would make me happy.
No, hey, that's
Yeah,
what it's
bro.
all about, man.
So, have you got another question?
If you were given the chance to redo your life so far, would you like would you
No,
change anything or would you
I'd
keep it the
keep it the
same?
same
Yeah.
because, but maybe all right. One thing I would change, I'd probably go back in time to be more healthier to avoid diabetes. But
Okay.
realistically, like no, because like I said, everything I've done has led up to this moment. If I change things in my life, I may not have met you. I may not have met Oscar. I may not have met my mate Tom. I may not have met all the girlfriends that I've had. I, yeah, exactly.
Fate.
Fate, man. It's fate. Fate is real, bro. Hallelujah. But like, it's
We're
yeah.
becoming religious, dude.
Um, but it's like I don't know. It's just No, I love everything that's happened. The good things in my life happen because the way my life has, like, turned out, and I wouldn't change that for the world. My friends and family, things like that. I wouldn't change it for the world. Maybe I'd invest in like Bitcoin before it became popular, but that's about it. What about you? Would you ever change anything?
Um, I think maybe just how I reacted in certain situations. Just, but then do you know what? Like, it goes back to like it's how you grow as a human. Fate, man, fate's real. I
Yeah,
believe in fate.
it is. I think, like I said, bro, we changed our minds.
We're quite impressionable, I think.
Oh god. All right, I've got one for you. A bit more, I guess, light-hearted now. What's a relationship deal breaker for you? Actually,
Um,
before you answer that question, let's go on a little break. Get a drink, go to the toilet, and we'll come back to it. How does that sound?
no worries.
Well, we'll join you guys after the break. Hello, welcome back. Um, you know what? To be honest, we should take breaks more often in episodes. I think it'd be good, right?
Think so?
Get to get a drink, refresh a little bit. Huh?
Yes.
take
Take a piss.
take a shit, take a piss, throw up. Throw up tonight's
Fuck
dinner.
someone.
Um,
Fuck someone.
Jesus, bro. How quick do you
Sorry.
finish? Oscar's exposed himself out here to a girl that listens to this podcast, man.
I
You
would
just set
think
yourself
that
up
one
for
through.
disappointment, lad. So before the
Oh, no.
break, which you guys probably literally didn't really hear anything. You literally just heard taking a break. Welcome back. That's probably all you heard. We'll get some break music sometime. um,
Elevate, elevate.
um, when we got sponsors, we'll do an ad. I asked Oscar, what is a relationship deal breaker for you?
Oh yes,
Yes, it
that was the question.
was.
Um, um, if she, you know what? If she's only, I don't know if this count. If she's only, like, if she's only gonna be with me just for sex.
Oh, really? Damn, you really
Yeah.
are like a relationship guy, aren't you?
I just, if you're just with me for, yeah,
See, for me, I'm the
just
opposite.
no.
If a girl uses me for sex, I'm just gonna pretend that I give a shit, but I don't. Like, use me for sex. I'll just look elsewhere, do you know what I mean? Like, the thing is, though, I'm open to being used for sex, so there's no point getting into a relationship with me if that's all you're gonna do. So, yeah. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Respect. What about you? Got a question?
Uh,
Always. You said you got
always,
some dark questions,
definitely.
right?
Always.
Go on then. Let's hear one.
Yeah,
What's your darkest one?
the
Mm.
darkest one. Uh, hang on. Fucking hell,
No.
did you hear that?
Was it? Did
Thank
you
God.
fart?
Okay, fine. I've
Oh,
got really loud neighbours. No,
got a really loud neighbours.
I got really, I got really, and they just laugh like assholes. Talk about being judgmental. I just realised.
Right.
Jesus. Um. Uh. Not really a dark question. Can the world really achieve like lasting peace?
Um, no. Because everyone will have an excuse. Whether it's land, oil,
Okay.
money, drugs, religion, everyone will have an excuse to carry on a war. The world would be a lot more peaceful without religion,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
because everyone's gonna have a different view in it.
Yeah, exactly. There's too many opposing views in this world
Yeah.
for it to be truly at peace. We are actually in one of the most peaceful times in our history, I think. It's just social media allows us to see it all. It looks bad. You know, back in the day, man, like
Yeah.
half of Europe was at war. You know, Eastern Europe, places like Serbia, Croatia, and that were just war zones for so long. It was horrible. So, no, I don't think there'll ever be true peace. What about you? You reckon?
You know, it's I don't I think it goes back to what we you just said. I think it's just there's too many like
Yeah.
obstacles in the way.
Yeah.
I would love it, but I think it goes back to it's something you can wish for, but I don't know if it truly if it will truly
Yeah,
ever
I
happen.
agree. Yeah, no, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think a lot of parents do that like ends up screwing up their kid? Yeah.
Addiction. Um, whether that be gambling, alcohol, drugs,
Yeah.
you know, your kid's gonna be if he doesn't grow up to do any of the things, they're gonna be some way affected by
Yeah.
it. I think you've gotta be a real strong personality to not get affected. Look, if you don't, fair play to you. You know what, you're a strong human being. Um, but stuff like that, yeah. What about you?
Um. Um. I don't know. Overparenting, I guess.
What, like
Yeah.
babying their
Or
kids?
not accepting when your kid does something
Yeah,
wrong, I guess.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Or I don't know. It's hard to explain. I mean, I could just say what my dad did, and that was just be a really lousy father that just didn't seem to give a shit. That really screwed me up, I
Mm,
guess. I guess that, I'd say.
yeah,
Yeah, that. Don't be a dick to your kids. Treat them with some
yeah.
damn respect. Your turn, buddy.
Um,
Uh,
does death scare you?
Death.
Yeah,
The fear of dying in a horrible way scares me. Um,
yeah,
Death is inevitable. There's no point trying to outrun it.
yeah.
So you may as well just
Same.
enjoy the journey before it arrives. So
I,
no.
I think for me, I think like death is
If
scary.
the idea of not existing anymore can be scary and it's completely understandable. But I find I go through phases where I'm sometimes a bit scared of death. Like I'd rather die on my own terms or naturally. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, but like the thing that scares me is where do you go?
yeah, I mean that's probably the scariest part about death is the unknown, right? I assume it's just
Yeah.
like before you were born. You just don't exist.
What do you mean? But isn't that like terrifying to you?
A little bit, but like you wouldn't
Like,
know about it, right?
but like, you're not. Oh, your
Yeah.
dog's joining the
It's
podcast.
like I said, everything's open. My window's open. He probably hears the dog barking outside, so he's barking. It's too hot, man. Probably in my chair as well.
But like, you're just, but like, you just don't exist. Like, unless, do you believe like you're born like in another
Another
universe?
universe.
Do you believe in that?
What do you mean, like? Or do you mean
Or like,
like just get born into yourself, but into another universe afterwards?
do you believe you go somewhere
Or like your
else? Or like
consciousness
that's it,
goes
and you're
into
just
another
dead?
being, like reincarnation?
Uh,
Or do you mean like
yeah.
heaven
I
or
mean,
hell? Or...
well, okay. Well, let me, two questions there. Like, do you believe in like in reincarnation?
No, not really. I'd like to, but not
Yeah.
really. No.
It'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it? You get reincarnated into someone else or
Yeah,
something else.
I guess so. It'd be weird. But you wouldn't know about it, right?
What do you mean?
Reincarnation is supposed to slightly remember your past life, but like
Yeah.
if it was true, I don't remember any other past life. Nothing. So I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's something that does like scares me.
Yeah, I respect that. There are a lot of people that are scared of death.
A friend of mine once said to me like it's basically like you're just like asleep and never
Yeah.
wake up.
Maybe. I think it's like before you existed, you just don't exist. There's nothing. Your brain just shuts down and consciousness doesn't exist anymore. Alright, I've got one for you.
That
Let's
went
let's light
eerily
let's,
quiet.
let's lighten the mood. Your lady friend that listens can take some notes. What is your ideal date
Oh god.
or ideal first date? There you go.
I could be really crude, but I won't
Do it,
be.
man. Be honest.
Um,
Be honest.
no. Uh, I'll be honest. I'm not gonna be crude for the sake of being crude. Uh, you know what? I'm just like the the usual kind of thing. We get to go out for like a
Mm.
nice meal. You get to know each other. Um, and see where it takes you. That's what happened 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Went out for a meal, um, and yeah, just not
Do you
going into
believe in
detail,
paying
but
for
yeah,
the first date?
I always, yeah, yeah,
I
I always
always
offer.
offer, and I will always do
Just
it if they don't do it. Like, but if they're like
yeah,
really adamant on going, no, 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 like let's do 50-50, I'm like, okay, okay, if that's what you want to do, we can do that. Or we come with a deal that, all right, I'll buy dinner this time. Dinner's on you next time, that kind of thing. If they're adamant on paying for dates as well. But like most of the time, like I won't like ask. I won't ask for 50-50. I would go into it assuming that I'm
no, I won't
paying.
either.
As long as they don't take the
Yeah,
piss.
yeah,
Like fucking ordering the most expensive things on the menu and ordering loads of expensive drinks. And I'm like, yeah, alright, chill out, mate. Because then I know you're just sort of in it for the food and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah,
oh, another one for me
yeah.
though is I want a girl to be real when she's on a date. I don't want her to be like delicately eating. I want her to fucking stuff her face like she would if we'd been dating for like a year. Do you know what I mean? So
Well, yeah, yeah.
exactly, man.
Gotta be
Just
themselves.
be yourself. Be comfortable. All right, your turn.
Uh,
Ask your darkest question.
um,
The darkest,
no, I
most
think that might.
personal question. What is your darkest question
Wait,
that you
wait, wait.
got?
I think probably like I mean, how much darker can you get than
There's a
death?
lot of darker things than death, I'd say. Death can be a release from some
You think
things.
so?
Torture.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah, pain,
like
torture.
pain.
So,
Actually, here's what I just thought of
hmm
now. Do you do you believe in like not ghosts? I don't know if that's the same thing.
I
Do
don't
you believe
know.
in spirits?
That's the one thing I can't really say I do and don't. I don't know.
Because I went out I went out for a meal on Saturday night with some old workmate, and they said to me like, there is a thing of spirits visiting you in dreams, but I
I don't know about the dreams thing. I know we spoke about that, about your lost family member. I'd like to believe
yeah,
that, but
or
it's hard to believe.
hard, isn't it?
I need more. I need my own evidence. I guess
What do you think the
I
spirit
think it's
is?
energy.
Do you think it's that person?
It's some form. It's them. It's like their energy. Like their sort of life force, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to think of.
Do you think does that go? Does that is that the same for like ghosts, like
Yeah, I
ghostly
need to
figures?
see it to believe it. Like if God
That's
came
the
up to
thing.
me and was like, "Listen, I'm
Yeah.
real," I'd be like, "Okay, I believe in God now." I'd shit
That'd be
myself.
terrifying,
Yeah,
wouldn't it? Just
but
of someone you can't
yeah.
see.
Um.
Oh, imagine like doing a podcast with God.
So, what the fuck, dude? What's going on in the world?
Or just like no, you do a video version with him, and it's just you in like air.
What's a very secretive guilt? You're gonna get exposed now. What's a very secretive guilty pleasure that you have that you've never told anybody about? You have to be, you have to be fully
Oh, I'm not
honest, and I
answering.
will be fully honest too. You
I'm
have
not
to.
answering that.
That's the whole point of this podcast, bro. You
Oh,
wanted deep personal questions. That's what we gotta do. Yeah,
yeah,
no,
not
no,
that
no, no, no,
personal.
no. This podcast is exposing both of us, and this question you need to answer. What is a guilty pleasure that you have that you've never ever told anybody about? This is a judgment-free zone.
I understand that. I appreciate
Now
that.
answer the damn
But
question.
but there are people in my life that are
Well,
going to
that's
listen to this.
just they're gonna have to accept you for who you are, man. That's the thing. If
Fuck.
they don't accept you for who you are, fuck
Uh,
them.
Good thing that my family don't know about this
Yeah.
yet.
Yep.
You're
Come on.
not,
Come
you're
on.
not messaging my family.
What is it? Wanking?
Wanking.
Really?
Yes. Fuck off.
Bro, that's not a
Go
guilty
away.
pleasure. Oh, don't
I
tell
don't
me
know. I
you
mean,
feel
yeah.
like guilty about wanking, right? We're gonna have a little sex education lesson here with Oscar right now.
I, I'm not gonna.
Oscar, mate,
No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm
wanking
not
is
gonna go into
perfectly natural and
too
it's
much.
nothing to be ashamed of. Yeah, there's
Years
nothing to be
ago, I was.
ashamed of wanking, mate.
I was told that. I was told
It's
that. But honestly, you wouldn't believe the amount of
Mate,
like.
wanking is like you
Yeah.
could have like the dirtiest wank. There's no reason for someone could judge you. Do you know what I mean? Whack on some disgusting porn and you just have a massive tug, right? There's nothing shameful about that. It's pleasure. It's fun. You know what I mean? It's natural. So feel no
I
shame,
mean,
my brother.
like years. But when was it? It was like the end of 2017, beginning 2018. Like it really
Really?
got to me.
Why?
Yeah. Yeah. Um. It was like I was really I'm not sure how I feel at all. I was really trying to stop because in my head I felt like I was looking at women the wrong
Oh,
way.
really?
Like, well, like for example, you know, I don't know, it just felt wrong to me. Like I was looking at women as like sexual, not objects, like eye candy. I didn't like that.
See, I find that from my past experiences with women I've dated or slept with, is that in general life they love to be loved, things like that. But when it comes down to like sex, not like making love, but actual just sex, like hardcore sex, they want to be used. They want to. Sometimes they want to feel like they are an object, but then you go back to loving them afterwards.
Right.
That's not for all women, of course. there's, there's so many different women out there that like so many different things. But like from my experience, you know, like when it comes to sex, like it's like a different side to people. Like for me, I'm a very dominant
Yeah.
guy, right? Like very dominant. But like in my life, like I won't treat my girlfriend like like a slave, like some dominating people do. She's fully equal on
Yeah.
my level. I'm gonna love her to bits, that kind of thing. So having a wank, bro. Are you watching porn when you wank? Be honest. Gone silent.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
wait, can you hear me?
Okay,
Oh,
so the
I said
idea of
yeah.
porn
Sorry, no, I didn't.
is sexual stimulation. The women sign up to basically
Yeah.
become sex objects for that video. The sexual stimulation of the
Yeah, I
watcher.
understand
So
that.
when you watch porn, that's it. You know what I mean? So, and I know you, man. You know you're a relationship guy, so clearly you don't think of women as sex objects.
No, I don't.
Bro, my guilty pleasure
But
was like listening to Taylor Swift. Like, what the fuck? Wanking's completely natural, my guy. Got nothing to be ashamed of there. Females masturbate too.
uh,
That's another thing for my female viewers. Do not feel ashamed to do that. So much stigma around female masturbation, but it is a beautiful thing. Anyway.
it's
Okay,
annoying
other
when
than wanking, which isn't
like
technically a guilty pleasure, what's your guilty pleasure?
uh, you know what? So the really bad thing in the area that I live, there's lots of like fast food
What?
places.
Right.
So like literally, I could go across the street right now and get like
Lucky,
a
lucky
KFC if I
bastard.
wanted. And then there's like, and then there's like a place called True Chicken, like literally across the street. So, and then I'm surrounded by awful food, mate.
And you like to
I
buy it
don't mean
quite
awful like
frequently.
not. I try not
But
to. I
you do.
try and take care of myself, but no, I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at it. But if I've had like a stressful day at work, I'm going to this place.
Most people like go to the bar, drink a fucking whiskey. I'm going to KFC, motherfuckers. I'm getting myself a fucking box meal and Pepsi Max, and I'm gonna chow down on that shit.
I'm gonna make myself feel even worse with this food.
Yeah, I get see that's a guilty pleasure. For me, I like to listen to like white girl
Or
music, like Taylor Swift, Demi
okay,
Lovato, Adele. Nah, Adele slaps, man. Nobody can disagree. You know, things like that. Um, Lady Gaga. I love all that shit. I love it. I love pop music like that. That's my guilty pleasure.
or like I've got like there's like a Jamaican food
Ooh,
place
cold.
which is really good. And, it is called fuck me
Well, I went to this
Bells. That's what it's
Jamaican
called,
place.
Bells.
Not Jamaican. It was Caribbean, should I say? It's called Turtle Bay in
Yeah,
Preston. It was good, but it was obviously not their main chef because the food wasn't as good as it's supposed to be. I can tell because it's supposed to be a very
I
popular
always
place, and
go
there's
for this.
no way that food makes it popular. And it was a lunchtime service, but like usually a lunchtime service isn't like the main good chef sometimes. Um, but yeah, it was good food. It was alright.
I
Oh
always get the
yeah,
curry chicken myself.
my mum got the curried goat. I think it was.
Did you ever when we was in college? Did you ever go to those food
No.
stands that were there?
when we were in college, me, Oscar, Sam, and that we used to go to Roosters next to Peri Peri at Pepe's Peri Peri. Roosters was a peri peri place as well. Um,
Yeah, there's another one. I've got
yeah,
Pepe's near
Roosters
me.
was so good, man. Oh my god,
Oh,
the
was it?
food was so fucking good. Like I miss that shit so. I might have to go there with Oscar when I come down. You know. I hope my nan's not listening to the podcast because I'm surprising her. um, I might send her a link to this after I've gone down and surprise her. You might enjoy it, but yeah, I get that. That's a good guilty pleasure. Fast food.
Oh, sorry. Don't mean
No,
to.
no,
I don't
no,
mean to
no.
go off on another tangent. Ivana Trump, ex-wife of Donald Trump, dies at
What?
73. Yeah.
Donald Trump. You
Ex-wife
ate the
of Donald.
fucking.
The mother of
Oh,
the mother
her.
of
I don't know
three
who
of
she
the
is,
mother
to
of
be fair, mate. What's his current wife's name? I thought that was Ivana. Oh, right.
that's Melania.
Sorry, Melania. She's she seems too nice for him.
Who is it? Melania.
She seems too nice for him. Anyway, we're not going to get political.
Sorry.
No, it's my fault. Where basically says she's too nice for him. Have you got a question?
Ugh. Uh, if you were if you are in a bad mood, do you prefer to be left alone or have
It
someone
depends on
cheer
what put
you
me
up?
in a bad mood. A lot of the time, I do just want to be left alone. Um,
Well, I left you
if I'm angry,
devices.
you're better off just leaving me alone, letting me watch some TV, let me cool
Yeah.
down. Whereas if I'm sad, I like to be around my friends because they help build me back up again. Like initially, a lot of the time I
Yeah.
like to be alone
That's
anyway, no matter what, and then I'll like go to like friends and things like that. What about you? Like, what do you do?
I tend just to try and watch
Yeah,
like something funny or something nostalgic, something just to put me back in a good mood. But sometimes it's not always
yeah,
possible. Sometimes you'll just be in a
yeah.
bad mood for the rest of the night,
I
sort of thing.
mean, I like I like to watch Family Guy. It comforts me. It's like my comfort show. Yeah.
Family Guy's good.
Um. Yeah, it's like my comfort show. So. Um. Yeah, I get where you come. Sometimes it just doesn't work. But. Right. 2 seconds. Right. Is it my question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lost me list. Bear with me. Elevator music. Um. uh, I don't know.
What the fuck was
My elevator music, bro.
that? It's gonna be our intro.
Um.
Is that what
Yeah.
God does? She sucks you off.
What's uh.
What's happening to me? I'm
Yeah,
becoming
man.
more and more vulgar
I'm
each
rubbing off
episode.
on you. No pun intended. You
That
love
is
it.
disgusting.
Um. Do you believe in soulmates?
What, like when two
Do
people
you
are
believe like in
together,
soulmates?
like
Like when
soulmates
people
for
go, "Oh,
life?
they're my soulmate." You believe in soulmate? Because a soulmate is basically someone that
Mm,
you're perfectly that you should be with, right, for the rest of your life.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I think it kind of doesn't it all like go back to sort of it goes back to like
I
fate,
guess, yeah.
right? Like right time, place,
See, I don't believe in it.
you know,
I don't believe in soulmates. Like,
just you
oh, I
you
mean,
don't think it's possible.
maybe like, I mean, the last guy said that I feel like you are my soulmate broke my fucking heart. I doubt it. Um, but you can laugh at that, by the way. Everyone's allowed to laugh at that. Um, but nah, like for me, as humans, we get bored. Like, but like when you're in a relationship, you cannot deny that you're sexually attracted to someone else, right?
Correct.
So I feel like
Yep,
if soulmates existed, you wouldn't be attracted to anyone else.
that's part of it. That's part of a relationship. Like that, the sexual
Exactly,
element
but
is
like
there.
dedicate having sex with one person for the rest of your life. Like that's soulmate for me is someone that you it's them and only them that you have eyes for. I believe love,
Yeah,
true love, like unconditional love exists, but soulmates I don't believe in.
yeah, I get you.
I mean, sometimes people do, some people don't. Go on, what's your question? Oh, you got
Uh,
some.
which is worse? Well, I don't know. I don't like the word worse there. Failing
Never
or never
trying.
trying? Mm, yeah.
Um, the fear of failure holds you back from things that you may succeed at. So always,
Yeah.
oh yeah, always
'Cause
you've
you have
got to
to
fail to
fail to.
learn. So always go for
Yeah.
it. You fail, you get back up,
Yeah.
you try again. Push, push it.
Indeed.
Comes a DMCA strike. Hmm. What's your most? No, actually, I'll ask that some other time. I've got an idea for an. No, I've got an idea for an episode, but I'll ask
Whoa.
that in.
I don't like where that's going.
um. All right. Looking at my list of questions, trying to find a spicy one. What is the most memorable experience that you've done with somebody? Oh, doggy.
Uh,
Like
what do you mean?
experience with someone that you've done something that you've experienced with them, like, and it's like something that you can always think about, and it's like memorable.
You talking like in general or like
Just in
a
general, it
relationship
could be
specifically?
relationship. It can just be like hanging out with your
Oh,
mate one day and just something happened, or
um,
yeah, that you've
something I've done
experienced with
that's quite
someone.
memorable. With some, it's a really good one. That I um, I've got. Oh, geez, this is bad because I've got like quite a few. Uh,
Yeah, man, just pick one or all of them. Say all of them.
you know what? I'll
Yeah,
go. Yeah, I've got two. I've got two. Being 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 bar mitzvahed by my dad. That was awesome because he was a rabbi, so he got to do my bar
yeah,
mitzvah. That's awesome. Um, and doing doing a professional wrestling documentary at the
yeah.
age of 17, like going to Scotland. going,
Yeah.
and at such a young age, sort of doing that. That's something I can always look back on fondly. And then just as recent as December, starting to referee.
Yeah, I respect that.
What are you?
Hmm. I don't know. Huh?
Stumped him, guys.
I'm
Stumped
trying to
you.
think of whether I want to talk about that. Kind of is memorable. Great for like both of us. Okay, I'll say it. Quite personal though. It was with my ex girlfriend, not my latest ex, one of my other exes. It was Valentine's Day,
Mm-hmm.
and I was at her house, and I think that was the first time we ever actually like made love. Like you have sex and then you have making love, right?
Okay.
And I think that was that, and it was
Yep.
probably one of the best like sexual experiences of my life. And that's quite memorable to
Fair
me
enough.
because
Yeah.
it made me know what I want in terms of sexual relationship. Like I want like the fun side, but I also do like if I'm in a relationship, I want like that romantic side as well. Yeah.
Of course, like a
Um.
balance.
Yeah. I find that that's a lot with a lot of people. Obviously, they open up. They talk about how they want like romantic sex, but then when you actually get to know them and they're more comfortable, they open up about how they want more like rough and fun sex. I feel like there's always a good balance. And I think that's probably one of my most memorable experiences that I've had in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair enough.
quite a nice, quite fun memory of that relationship.
And
Yeah.
let's see. What life lesson did you learn the hard way?
um, I would say pulling out, but nothing's ever come from that.
That sentence.
um,
See, pulling
it,
out, but nothing's ever come from that.
it me. Um,
You're disgusting.
trying to think.
Not pulling out.
Oh, I've learned the hard way. Um,
Bradley's a fucking angel. He
I'm
hasn't
trying to think if
learned this
I've
hard
actually
way yet.
learned it like the hard way, or if I've learned that lesson from something specifically from that experience. That I
I've
don't
really
know, man.
stumped you this episode.
That's a really good question. The hard way.
Elevator music.
I have one that I could tell you, but I don't want to say it um on the podcast. I'm not actually comfortable opening up to in front of everyone about it. I can say it to you afterwards.
That's fair
It
enough.
sort of ties in with everything that's going
Yeah,
on
that's
in my
fine.
life recently. I'd say that relationships come and go, I guess. Um,
Mm-hmm.
there's a good chance that you won't be with your first girlfriend forever, or even your second girlfriend. There's a good chance you won't actually meet the woman that you're gonna fall in love with and marry until like your late 30s, even your like your mid 30s. So
Yeah.
you're lucky you get that before that. But I think that's like sort of the lesson I learned. What about you?
Let's see. Um. Hmm. I think it goes back to what I
Family
mentioned
member?
before. Um,
Yeah, I had a feeling you were gonna
yeah, I
sort of
think learning
bring that one up.
because you know what I think when that happens, like it
Yeah,
ties into so many things, and the saying of you know it sounds like a cliche and cheesy, but tell your family member you
yeah,
love them because they're not going to be here forever. It's
it
true.
is.
It's true. And until you know, until someone experiences that,
Appreciate it.
it's hard to grasp. Yeah. Um, because it devastates you, especially if you're close with them.
Yeah,
But but that's kind of I think like a lot of questions like that in life kind of revert back to that.
yeah, fair with that. I get that. That's fair enough. Yeah, I was gonna say 'cause I had a feeling you were gonna say it because that's a huge experience to go through, whereas I've never actually had to experience something like that yet. There's a good chance I will, but
Friend of mine, friend of mine said to me at the time and she's I don't think it really I don't think I really thought about it until she said it. She's like, "You're so
I mean
young
it
to
is
go through it."
true
I was
that
like, "Yeah,
you're not really supposed to lose people like that until you're older. So why kids,
yeah,
why pets are good for kids sometimes because they learn to accept death quite early on.
yeah,
Um,
yeah." I had some pets, but I was a fucking lousy owner.
what makes you feel unstoppable?
Uh, when I've when I've had like
Yeah,
a good positive day, like work's gone well, um, yeah, like everything's gone right, then I'm like, fuck yes,
yeah,
I'm on top. Um, but yeah, it's rare I get those days. It's
yeah.
rare I get those days. Um, yeah, it's
A
probably goes with
gun.
that. What about you?
uh, nah, do you know what it right? Yeah, do you
I
know
was
what it
waiting
is?
for
I'd
you to
say
confirm.
like a bit like you. I've had a good day, but like I'm feeling confident in myself. Do you know what I mean? Um, like I'm
Yeah,
feeling like really confident in myself. Like you know, like when I had like when my last relationship ended and I went to shit. A few months later, like really built up my confidence and like like when I talk about girls and I'm saying like I ask them out on a date, I say I'm taking you out, and they're like okay, all right, fair enough. Instead of going, can we go out? And they're like, yeah, yeah, we can do it sometime. It's like me, I'm gonna take you out, and they can just say no, but they say yeah. They say no, they say no. Like I want to take you out. You find me attractive, I find you attractive. I'm taking you out on a date. Yeah,
out
you're
with me.
going with me. Um, obviously it sounds like I really force it. Obviously I don't. Like I'm just like I'm gonna take you out, and they're like, yeah, sounds great, let's do it, and it happens. So
He'll ask nicely once or
yeah,
twice, and by the
wanna go
third
at
time
me?
he
No,
loses
wanna go at
shit.
me? No, you're going with me. Um, but no, something like that. When my confidence that day really hits, I feel unstoppable. Truly,
Yeah, I get
like
you.
it ties into having a good day, doesn't it? So
It's nice to have that.
a gun.
I have a
You
gun.
did ask. What makes you feel unstoppable? A gun. Do you have any more questions?
Do you want to do
Um,
one more each?
Why did the first one? So I think you have to end it for it to be.
All right, fair enough. I will. Let's see.
End it on
Let's
a
end this.
banger.
Let's do a good one.
On a banger, yeah.
On a banger. Ooh, there's a few. Ooh, okay. What 3 words would you use to what 3 words would you use to describe the last 3 months of your life?
Up and down. Sort of, really, to be honest. Depression, anxiety attacks, things like that. But I've had great ups. I've had really bad downs, but then from where my downs happened, I went up, and I've not stopped going up. I'm taking, 3 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing. I know the saying is 2 steps forward, but it's more 3 steps forward because I'm making more progress. So, the last 3 months
Yeah.
is just improvement in my life. What about you?
Roller coaster
Yeah.
of emotions.
The only way you can put it,
Probably
really.
what. Yeah.
So,
Similar
yeah.
to you, like depression.
Yeah.
I've had my ups, I've had my downs.
Yeah.
It happens.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we've been going for 2 hours and 40 minutes. So I
It's
do
the longest
apologise
one
for the
yet.
listeners expecting like a 45-minute episode. But I enjoyed that episode. I like these questions, man. I like asking.
Yeah. Look,
Yeah, I
this
think
might
it
be a
definitely
regular
should be
thing,
because
to be
at the
honest.
end of the day, that was sort of the main premise of the show, right? It was just have really deep, thoughtful questions.
Yeah, indeed.
So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I haven't got any more questions, to be honest. I'm just,
Look at that. I out
I
questioned
mean,
him.
you feel free to ask more. I'm assuming you sort of like run out of ones that you actually want to ask.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll end the episode here, guys. I do appreciate you listening. And if you made it to the end, I really do appreciate that because it is a long episode. If you did make it to the end, and you know who I am, like you're my friend, text me the code word popsicle. I want to know if you actually listened to the end. And if you're on YouTube or Spotify, if you're on Spotify, tweet at the either the Twitter of for the podcast or either one of our Twitters. Comment popsicle. And if you're watching on YouTube, comment popsicle.
Also, guys.
Um,
Also,
yeah, don't wank
remember,
people.
don't wank
Make sure
people.
you always pull out and don't be silly. Wrap your willy. Thank you and good night. This has been What's on Your Mind. My name is Brad, and we will see you
That is
next
Austin.
Wednesday. Farewell.